Hello, listeners, and welcome back to Dragon's Greed Gaming. You are joining us for something I have been wanting to do for a very long time. That's right, we are delving into the Alien RPG by Free League Publishing. Oh, yes, it's Halloween time here at Dragon's Greed, our favorite holiday. And what better way to celebrate than with one of the best horror franchises ever? If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for joining us. If you are here because you're an Alien fan like me, I don't think you'll be disappointed. And if you are just new hearing about us, welcome, welcome. If you're a returning customer, I'm sure you've probably listened to our Warhammer podcast, Gallows Geist. But if not, if you're a fan of Warhammer Fantasy, check that out as we've got over a year-long campaign that you can listen to. It's probably not going to be Halloween by the time you listen to this, but it is Halloween now. It is October 1st. As a matter of fact, today is Dragon's Greed's first birthday. We turned 1 year old today, guys. How about that?
Damn, bro.
Alright.
Way to go.
Yeah. So that's pretty exciting. So we're
Golf
thank
clap.
yeah, we're spreading our wings a little bit. We're adding some more stuff, and I don't think you're going to be disappointed here. So, listeners, I am your host, the Great Unclean One. If you have been here before, you know about me. But if not, I've been gaming for a long time. I worked for Games Workshop for many years. I'm a funeral director in real life, and I am a fan of all things Alien and Warhammer. Video games. I do a lot. Tabletop games, RPGs, painting miniatures. I love it all. Even made my own board game at one point. So we got a lot of cool stuff under the belt. But I've been role playing since I was in high school, and I've definitely taken more to the role of a GM. I'm starting to spread the tendrils a little bit more with that as well. So hopefully you will enjoy what we have in store for you. And helping me weave this tale of terror and sci-fi nightmarish goodness are five good friends of mine. All of them have been in at least one of my Alien games, and you might recognize some of them from some other recordings here and there. So we'll do a quick round of introductions here. So tell us who you are, tell us who you're playing tonight, and then tell us, I don't know, a little bit about yourself. There's anything you want the listeners to know, or anything you want to, I guess, plug or promote, or just let us know what you're doing in your own hobby. That's all cool. Um, I guess I should start by saying we're playing Destroyer of Worlds. It is one of the cinematic scenarios for the Alien RPG, and we're going to have a squad of Marines here going through pretty horrific stuff. So buckle in, and we will start off with my good friend Sean. Welcome back to the show, buddy.
Good to be back, Chris. Thanks for having me. I'm Sean. I'll be playing Luca Mason, Gunnery Sergeant. It looks like a woman. I think it's a woman character. Age 42. Um, Part of the CBRN Defense Force. And I guess is a squad leader from Nevada. So that's who we'll be playing today. I don't have anything to plug. I like most of the role playing and tabletop hobbies, so I'm always interested in that stuff.
Wonderful. Yeah, I'm not, I don't know if Luca is supposed to be a male or female. I'm not sure. But yeah, you're a CBRN specialist, so you're a, what is it, chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear specialist. So you're kind of like a cross of a scientist and a Marine.
Sick.
Cool. All right. Well, good to have you back, Sean. We'll see how long Gunnery Sergeant Mason can last here. But moving on, also welcoming back to the show, my good friend Matt.
Hey. Stoked to be here. I was even more psyched when you mentioned that it become Halloween times, and just noticing the date. Like, oh, you're right. It's October now. Just switched over.
Oh, yes.
We can get to the spooky times. Today I'm playing Sergeant Kale Iona, and I am a Marine and Smartgunner. It looks like
Are you a smart
a.
gunner? Oh yeah, you
Oh,
are. Yeah,
I
you
have a
are.
smart gun, but the job is officially automatic rifleman. I don't know if that's necessarily a particular
No,
difference.
no, it means you're like a heavy weapons type of specialist. So
Alrighty.
okay. And I'm sorry, what was the first name? Is it Kale? Is that what you said?
It's yes, spelled Kale.
Okay.
I think it's Kale.
Kale. Well, yeah, I guess, right? Because is he the guy from Hawaii?
Yes, he's from Oahu. Joined the
Okay.
Marines to surf the waves of alien worlds. Instead, assigned to a crummy ice moon.
I guess you could try to surf some frozen waves. I don't know. We'll see. All
Is that
right.
how it works?
I mean, it's the future, right? So, all right. And then, welcoming back to Alien. I don't think he's been on any of our shows yet, though. My good friend Ben, how's it going, my friend?
It is fantastic. I am very excited to be here, especially playing this character, Nathan A.W. Hammer. I am an automatic rifleman, smart gunner operator as well. The artificial womb soldier, age 22, so I'm feeling it. And I have a psychotic personality, so it will be a fun adventure for the rest of this group.
One might say glorious.
One might say glorious, if those that get that reference for sure.
Well, two smart gunners. This should be interesting. Last time we didn't even have one. He was on the shuttle the whole time. So this should be interesting. Awesome. Okay, and then welcoming to the show, also back to our Alien game, but I don't think either of them have been on the show before. But my good friends Justin and Jessica, how's it going, kids?
What's going on?
Hey, I am playing Chaplin, the Hyperdyne 341C model synthetic. Some may call me bipolar, so we'll see how that goes throughout the thing. But I'm Jessica, and I'm super excited to be here, longtime Alien fan, and hopefully I won't die this time.
Wonderful. And just so everybody knows, Chaplin is a Bishop model android, so he has the look of Lance Hendricks from Aliens and Alien 3. They did a pretty good job with his character art, I think, too. So, all right. And then Justin, tell us about yourself.
Hello, I'm Justin. I've known Chris for at least like 10 years now. We went back to playing tabletop Warhammer, and we like kind of all the same stuff. Horror stuff, tabletop, role-playing, all the same kind of genres of stuff across the years. And we did play, I think, was it Charity of the Gods last year? We all died horribly. Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember that.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
a lot of people got killed and
At the very end too, like we were almost at the. Anyways, yeah. Tonight I'll be playing Stanley T. Zmijewski. I am a
yeah.
rifleman, and I was deployed as part of the support team, mostly as a rifleman. I also can operate vehicles if need be. Also, apparently he can be quite agitated, and do not make Zmijewski get the belt.
Awesome. And a special shout out to a gentleman that I met on the Alien Discord, Frank Murphy. He helped me understand how to pronounce Zmijewski's name, which I'm sure I'm butchering it here a little bit. Unfortunately, Polish is not one of my strong points, but Zmijewski, we'll get it. It's something like that. We'll get it figured out. So. But it's not Zmijewski, even though that's how it's spelled. So I learned that the hard way. But yeah, so here we are. We're diving into Destroyer of Worlds, and we've got some awesome stuff planned here. So our characters all have been given their first agenda for Act 1. For those of you unfamiliar with the Alien RPG, agendas are generally what the players are trying to accomplish as their characters. It might have a little bit of their backstory, their goal, and kind of a little bit of their personality, what they're trying to accomplish. And at the end of each act, I, as the game mother, will decide whether or not they have played to that agenda and how well they've done, and then they can earn themselves a story point if they do that well. And story points can be used to get extra successes and roles in this game, and they are tied to a player, not a character. So even if their character should die and they get a different one, the story points carry over. Something unique to Destroyer of Worlds, there are also things called story. I don't know what the heck they're called, but there's another thing that's kind of like an agenda, story cards. That's what they are, and they're similar to agendas. Not every character gets them, but some of them that have the more elaborate backgrounds do, and those might get revealed throughout the game as well. And just like an agenda, if you play to that story card well, you can earn yourself another story point. So something to keep in mind there. There are 2 NPCs with the group. They are extra characters. There are 7 characters in total. We have 5 players tonight, so the other 2 will be acting as NPCs and, of course, as backup characters when the shit hits the fan. The first is a very tough woman by the name of Dante. Ruth Dante is her name. She is an assault marine, which means her job is to breach doors, be the first one into action, and usually deal with things like urban pacification and crowd control and things like that. She is 33. She is a rather talkative individual. She likes to run her mouth, and yeah, she's a tough gal. And I'll let my players here see some artwork while I continue to move on there. So that's Dante. She is a private first class, so she's not quite at the bottom of the rung, but she's almost at the bottom there. And then on the opposite side of the spectrum, we have your commanding officer, whose name is Captain Silva. And
I'm confused. Dante is 33. And how old are you, Mason?
42.
Oh, all right. I thought
Oh.
for some reason you said you were in your 20s and you were a. I was like, you outrank her? What?
Hey man, never just
Went to
depends how it
officer
goes.
school and just wrote a cushy job up, and then somehow wound up fighting aliens.
We'll
So yes,
fix that.
our other NPC is Captain Beatriz Silva. She is your field commander, and all of you know that she either is or has served in the illustrious Sin Eater squad, a covert black ops group that you all have heard various rumors about in your time in the Marine Corps. They are part of the same regiment that all of you have been drawn from, so you guys can play that as you will, or maybe ask her about it, but she is the one in charge of your squad here. So without further ado, I think we can get things started here. So I'm going to give you guys access to the map here for Ariarcus colony, and that is where we will begin. So to our listeners and to our players, we are in a system known as Kruger 60, and you can see it is out in an area called the Advance, which is a small section of American territory that kind of creeps into and is completely surrounded by UPP territory. And right on the edge here is where the Kruger system is. And you can see just below that to the galactic south is the 61 Cygni system. All of you know at this point that the 61 Cygni system has been taken over and annexed by the UPP. There have been a lot of border disputes lately due to the ongoing oil wars, a conflict that has seen the precious commodity of oil become a bit of a scarcity amongst everybody. The UPP, the UA, the Three World Empire, the independent colonies, the frontier, and everybody's trying to get oil from wherever they can. And this has led to some tensions at the borders. It's led to some border skirmishes, and it's led to outright fighting in some areas as well. And the Kruger 60 system, the planet you're on in particular, is known for being a petroleum-producing planet, and people fear that the UPP may show up here next to try to attack. There's lots of rumors that there's a fleet already on the way, or that they're planning to come here. What you all know is that the United Americas Command has gathered a sizable fleet and used Fort Nebraska, which is on this planet, as a staging ground to launch a counterattack to try to recapture 61 Cygni. There is a colony on the or in one of those planets, on one of the planets, I should say, that they want to get back. And so a colony of LV-038. So Command has gathered and has since sent out a massive fleet to try to retake that, leaving the Kruger system relatively undefended. There's only two big cruisers that you guys are aware of that are up in space, kind of, patrolling the orbit. Other than that, the fleet is gone to go, wreak havoc and take some names. But alas, the 7 of you have each been drawn from various regiments throughout different parts of the Marine Corps. All of you were scheduled to join this fleet to head out to the counterattack. And as your whatever ship or part of the battalion you were part of, when it stopped here in Kruger 60, you were all taken from your squads, your regiments, it seems individually, and you've been brought down to Fort Nebraska to partake in some sort of special mission. So Fort Nebraska is a permanent Colonial Marines base that is here on the planet. And you guys may not know all the history of this place, but what you all see when you've arrived is that there is a massive orbital platform that is connected by a massive tether cable, and there is a huge orbital elevator that goes from this orbital platform down to the base. And so in some cases you'll get off at the orbital platform, the rearming module that's used to rearm the ships in orbit, and you can ride the elevator down to the surface of the planet. Fort Nebraska is a big star fort that is in the middle of the colony. There's also a star fort and things like that, but to kind of give you an idea of what kind of what's out here and what
Is
to
it
expect.
similar to the elevator that's in Halo ODST live action?
I actually haven't seen that, and
Okay.
if I have, it's been so long. I honestly don't remember.
It was
so
it was an elevator that went up into the out into orbit.
Well, to give you an idea, the cable that tethers the elevator to the platform is 60 meters wide.
Okay.
It's huge. It is absolutely gargantuan. And the trip from the surface to the platform takes about 6 hours.
Okay.
So it's massive. I'm trying to see if I have any pictures here to share with you, but I don't believe I do, unfortunately. Unless it's in here. Oh, wait, maybe? Aha! I'll show this to my players here as soon as I remember how to use these controls. But this is what you see. So that's the tether station in orbit. And
You showing something?
I'm
not
trying-
seeing anything.
There we go.
Rip.
Sorry. There we go.
Okay. Oh.
All right. Yep.
So the tether station out in orbit, it acts as a rearming station. It's been repurposed from something else, and that's where ships can rearm their massive ordnance and things like that. And then you can take the elevator down. So as you can expect, it's quite the trip.
That is pretty massive.
So the 7 of you eventually meet up in Fort Nebraska, which is a star fort down on the planet. And there's a couple floors to this, but you guys find yourselves in some sort of meeting room. And one by one, each of you arrives. And eventually, an officer who you all know as Major Hatfield arrives. And two things that stick out about Major Hatfield. One is that he has he's kind of well known throughout the forces, various stories of heroism and things like that. But one thing that you all notice and that you see is that he has a very elaborate, nice-looking sword at his belt. And you've heard rumors that he's actually used this sword in combat. The hilt is quite decorative and ornate and looks fairly expensive and important. But that is... so he walks in eventually. The seven of you are kind of milling about in here. Perhaps you've started to introduce each other. None of you know each other at this point, really. You've all been pulled from different parts of the regiment and such. But Major Hatfield walks in, and all of you kind of quiet down. You give him your undivided attention, all of you snapping to salute, and then eventually he tells you at ease, and then he begins to speak. At this point, he lights up a cigar, and between puffs, he begins to talk to the seven of you. My mistake. So here's some backstory for everybody, and then we'll get to Major Hatfield's speech. So just a little backstory here before he speaks. So you've all heard of the oil wars. Hell, most of you've been on the front lines as the United Americas, the Three World Empire, and the Union of Progressive Peoples have faced each other down over scarce oil reserves. Too many fronts, not enough grunts, as the saying goes.
Ooh-ah.
The United Americas Allied Command, the UAAC, and the Colonial Marines maintain an uneasy peace as protesters and insurgents cause trouble across the colonies. This is true of the United Americas refining and refueling station on the frozen moon Ariarcus in the Kruger 60 system, with its oil production and space elevator reaching into orbit from the ground. But the colony is in turmoil and decline. In 2180, Wayland, Utah cataloged 200,000 colonists on the colony. In the 3 years since then, all but 2,000 have abandoned the moon for greener pastures. Whilst the military needs of the U.S. CMC are still being serviced, most of the colony is now little more than a ghost town. 1 week ago, the Union of Progressive Peoples annexed the nearby 61 Cygni system. All communication with the colony there on LV-038 was abruptly lost. In response, Allied Command assembled a fleet to take back 61 Cygni, using Fort Nebraska's refueling station in the Kruger system as a staging ground. And that is where you find yourselves. You were expected to be passing through Nebraska on your way to war, but each of you Marines were pulled from your companies before they went FTL, leaving you stranded at the fort on the volatile colony moon of Ariarcus. One of the largest oil producers in the colonies, Ariarcus has become a hotbed of insurgency. With the UPP moving in on Kruger 60 next, the United Americas has decided to cut its losses and evacuate the colony. But as of this morning, the evacuation was suspended. All civilian and military transports were grounded, with no explanation given. With the insurgency problem, barely a skeleton crew of military personnel, and nearly 2,200 divided colonists stuck moonside, it's only a matter of time before the situation blows up. Now, Major Hatfield from the infamous Sin Eaters unit has summoned you for a special moonside mission. Each of you have heard of Hatfield, a real soldier who always puts duty first, and lost his arm as a result. His remaining left hand is always rested on the brass hilt of his antique U.S. model 1852 Marine sword, with its shark-skin grip bound by gilt wire. His hand grips the hilt as he speaks. Okay, listen up. Everything you're about to hear is need to know, and no one else needs to know. Understood?
Yes, sir.
He nods at you. As of 0200 hours, a 4-man Marine squad went AWOL from this base with classified intelligence. Intelligence that in the wrong hands will mean life or death on the frontier. Intelligence that simply cannot fall into enemy hands. Command believes the AWOLs plan to make contact with the Moon's insurgents and defect to the UPP. We're looking for these 4. And he clicks something up on like a projector screen, and you guys see this picture. We're looking for Wojcik, Carvello, Wright, and Reese. Here's their ugly mugs and all the info we have on them. Everything else about them is classified. I want you to find these defectors for me, confirm their identities, as well as the identities of any other fucker they passed information to, and you bring them in. And he kind of looks over you guys for a second to see your reactions, and then he continues. For the duration of this mission, you're going to be Charlie Team, and I'll coordinate you all from Fort Nebraska. All communication will go through me on a secure channel. We are thin on leads, so I suggest you start at the spaceport or that dive bar Oblivion. Some asshole there's got to have seen him. Remember, there are insurgents out there too, so stay alert, head on a swivel. Now, all of you at this point may be looking at each other a little bit, questioning, who each of you are and why you've been chosen for this mission. And eventually Hatfield continues, I see some looks on you. I know you've never worked together before, but I cherry-picked your asses because each of you is the best at what you do, so you get her done. Oh, and one last thing, Marines. Deadly force is authorized. Am I clear?
You are clear, sir.
Crystal.
Now I know what you're
Right.
thinking, and you need to forget that shit. These bastards are no longer Marines. They are traitors, and they are shit yourself dangerous. Your orders are to bring them in alive if you can, but if they present a clear and present threat, you goddamn shoot, and you shoot to kill. And I'll ask again, am I clear, Marines?
Yes, sir.
Hoorah!
I can't fucking hear you!
I said yes, sir.
Hoorah! Shoot to kill!
Do I hear?
All right, Silva, you're in charge. Everybody listens to her. You need anything, you call me on the horn. Now gear up and get out. And with that, he waits for you guys to salute, and then he kind of clicks his heels and somewhat Marine marches out the door with his hand still on the hilt, and the group of you are left there for a moment.
That guy gave me a chub.
Says the dude who's just like massive and muscled. Or can't say anything.
Yeah, so I guess if everybody wants to give a quick description of their character, just so the others can kind of get a vision here, and then I will share some artwork so everybody can see what everybody else looks like. So we'll start with Ben.
How much of my description do you want me to give?
I mean, you don't want to give anything away in your agenda. But, if there's anything that just kind of looking at you, they might have figured out, or again, you guys had a few minutes to talk before this, so if there's anything that they might have picked up from that, feel free to share that.
Sure. I love the core and I would gladly die for it. More importantly, kill for it. I am in need of X stimulants repeatedly. I love them. I need them. I'd take them hourly if I could.
God damn.
And just got out of the brig. Motherfucker cheated me out of a card game, and I had to show him what's up. That's all you need to know.
All right. Okay, and then next we have our synthetic android.
I smack a fake mustache above my lip. Charlie Chaplin here. No, went over better in my other groups then.
So all of you know at this point that this android's name is Chaplin. He is a warrant officer, and he is also a hospital corpsman, corpsman. So he is your medic of the group. And again, he is a bishop style model.
Out of
next-
Mhm. character, I did enjoy that joke. In character, I did not care for it.
What joke?
Okay, next we have Iona.
Yeah. Iona's sitting, looking a little puzzled and trying to review the documents and I guess the briefing images in his head of the infiltrators. He stands up and says, "Well, that's pretty wild. I guess we should get to it. Have we figured out where our first stop is?"
All right. And I just gave you guys access to the AWOL Marines in your journal, so you can look at their pictures and see what their ranks are and things like that and what they do. And then next we have Mason.
Well, covered up the stuff. Luca Mason, Gunnery Sergeant, CBRN Specialist. Doesn't have a particularly happy look on her face ever, it seems. Almost these like 100-yard stare constantly. And her personality is apparently meticulous.
All right. And then finally, everybody's favorite Polish private first class, Zmijewski.
He looks like one.
Yes, Stanley Zmijewski. Nice to meet you all. Or it is not. You all edited. Zmijewski. Seems as though he keeps to himself, a grimace upon his face. Very dedicated to his position, and seemingly also loves to be cleaning and caring for his rifle, since that is the main reason he's here.
Right. Love it. Well, at this point, after you guys have a few moments, Captain Silva says, "All right, Marines, let's get a move on. They're prepping an APC for us. We're out of here in 15. Grab whatever gear you need, and I'll meet you up in the hangar." And she heads off. Eventually, Dante follows her as well. She doesn't really seem to say much as well. She's just kind of been focusing on what the Major was saying, and you see that looks like she's prepping some of her gear, and she eventually follows in step with Silva.
I'd like to follow Dante.
All right. Well, eventually, I assume all of you would make your way to the APC.
Yeah.
Just like the APC in the second film, Aliens. Looks like you guys are going to have one for your squad here. And so the turret is currently down, so it's on the back position of the APC. There's room in here for, quite a few people, so you guys won't fill it up completely, so it'll be plenty spacious for you. You won't be right on top of each other. And it looks like they're prepping. And this one, it looks a little worn. It looks a little beaten. Definitely not top of the line, but these things are built to last and they're durable, so you're hoping this one is still in service because it should be. So at this point, you guys have access to the colony map here. And you guys can see right in the very middle, if you zoom in, is Fort Nebraska. And to give you a size, a little bit of a kind of size idea here, it's about maybe 10 to 15 kilometers across, maybe even 20 at some points. So to give you an idea of like end to end the size of the colony, you can see it's split into 4 districts, and there's a couple things on this map that are marked off. You might need to zoom in to see them though, because they're kind of tiny. And then the spaceport's down at the south. There's a zoomed in version of Nebraska, so you guys can see kind of the layout of the base. Again, it's multiple floors, so nothing to worry about right now. But yeah, you guys have, you're starting to get your gear together and everything. So at this point, if there's anything anybody wants to try to get before they leave that they don't have on their character sheet, now might be the time to try to requisition that.
I need
How does
syringes.
the ammunition work on the pulse rifles?
So I believe all of you should have 2 reloads on any ranged weapons that you have. That's going to be, and if not, you definitely should. So the category on your sheet that says RDS, that is your reloads. If you do not have any, you can each give yourself 2 reloads for any ranged weapons that you are carrying. So that would be your pulse rifles, your incinerators, your pistols, smart guns. The only thing you would not have 2 reloads of would be the grenades for your grenade launcher. You would have 1, but if you want to try to get more, you certainly can.
I will definitely try to get more.
All
Where
right.
can we put the reload? Sorry.
On your inventory, in the column that says RDS for each weapon.
Oh, okay. We can put 2 right now,
Yes.
but if we want to get more,
If you want to get more, and keep in mind that they do take up a little bit of your. You'll see as you add them, they add up some of your.
yeah,
They'll
I
add up
see
some
that.
of your encumbrance. Yeah.
yeah. I would like to stock up on service pistol and smart gun as well.
Okay. Who's it? Chaplin. If you want to get a weapon, you can. Now, since you are an android, androids normally have things in place, systems in place, so that they can't actually harm a human. But seeing as you actually work in the Marines, you're expected to probably see combat. So, for you, it's probably a little bit different. You can't just go out and murder people, but if it's to save the lives of your squad, then you'd probably be allowed to carry a weapon, but you'd probably be using it more for defensive rather than just being able to free fire at will. So keep that in mind also. Well, anybody who wants to try to get anything extra, so we've got ammo. Is anybody getting anything else other than ammo?
Stims.
Stims, okay. That might be a little bit trickier, Hammer, so I want you to give me a manipulation roll and see if you're able to find any out here.
All right.
Maybe you've made a contact with someone on the base or something like that.
Make the roll again. Sorry.
Go to your skills tab and
Got
click
it.
on the name. Left click on the name of the skill.
Okay. All right, no modifiers, right?
No mods. I'll tell you if there's mods.
Okay.
1 dice. Yeah. You do not. You're unable to get any at this point. I mean,
Okay.
obviously you could try to get some during the mission somehow, but as far as here on the base, no, you haven't been able to.
Got it.
All right.
So for grenades, did we need to roll a test or something?
I would say everyone's probably able to get another grenade for their grenade launchers. They have a total of 2.
Let's see.
If you want to get just separate hand grenades, that'll be a manipulation test as you try to speak with the quartermaster to get something. And if you want to make that test, you can get +1 die as Silva will back up your request.
And do they have C4?
They might have breaching charges of some sort.
Okay, I'll look for breaching charges. So manipulation with +1 dice.
Yes.
So right click and add +1.
Yeah, just type 1. You don't have to add the plus.
Let's see
Okay.
what that roll is.
Do you want to push that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay.
What's it says?
So yeah, you're able to get yourself a single breaching charge.
Cool. I'll just
And
add that.
Okay.
how many extra rounds are we allowed to carry? I know you said we could take 2, but could we push for 2 more?
Sure. Yeah, you give me another manipulation here.
All right.
Stuff. I was gonna give it a shot with the smart gun. It looks like that doesn't have the like attachment for grenades, but some
Correct.
extra ammo would probably be helpful, or a loose grenade. I'm gonna try.
You can try to get some regular grenades, just regular old frag grenades.
Yeah, I'm gonna try for a regular frag grenade.
Okay. Again, you can have +1 from Silva.
Oh.
All right. You can get yourself. They'll give you 2 hand grenades. You know, it's they don't want you taking the whole armory, obviously, but they'll let you gear up with a few. So
Was 2 the max reloads or just the starting reloads for our weapons?
that's the starting reloads. Basically, it's as much as you can carry, pretty much. So
Gotcha.
Zmijewski needs more recharges for his pulse rifle.
okay. Yeah, go ahead and you give me another manipulation as well here. Speaking of the quartermaster,
Manipulation.
+1 as well. Yeah, they'll let you take 2 more clips. That's fine.
You motherfuckers.
Eventually, Silva's like, "All right, Marines, start loading up. Enough dicking around."
One quick question. Did somebody mention a bar? Do we need money, or are we just kicking the door down?
Silva says we can speak while we're en route, and as you guys eventually start loading up into the APC, and at this point, she points out down here in District South, there is a bar called Oblivion Bar, which is named after the big gas giant that shares the same system as this planet, and
Make a quick comment to Mason. Be like, what do you think this is? A social occasion?
Why are you asking me? I didn't say anything.
Oh, sorry. I actually thought that sounded like your voice. My bad.
How dare you, Hammer? Drop and give me 50. No stims for a week.
That's a negative, Sergeant.
So, is anybody else a sergeant, or is it just Mason?
I am.
And a sergeant, but you're a gunnery sergeant, so you're a little. So as everybody is loading up, Silva's kind of off to the side. It looks like she's talking to somebody in her earpiece. And then when you walk past her, Mason, she says, "Gunnery sergeant, a word."
All right, and then come over, salute, sir.
At ease, Marine. Look, I know this is first mission together for all of us, so I take it I'll probably need a little help wrangling these kids together, so I want to count on you to be our in-field commander. Can you handle that?
Can do, sir.
Good. She says, I'll be in the APC, kind of running, communications between us and the base. Major Hatfield said if we need it, we can call in an airstrike or an extraction if there's an emergency. Hopefully it won't come to that, but you let me know. We'll see what we can do. But if anybody gets out of line, you just crack their heads, all right?
With pleasure.
She says, I know Hatfield said deadly force is authorized here, but I'd like to leave that as a last resort. I'd like to bring these Marines in alive. Find out why the hell they went AWOL. Think you can handle that?
I'll see what I can do.
Good. If you want to give me a manipulation test here, see if you can kind of glean anything else from this conversation.
Sure.
Okay. So you got two successes there. So you get the impression that whatever her relationship as a Sin Eater is, Captain Silva, she obviously seems to kind of have an emotional stake in this because these 4 are also Sin Eaters. Ooh. So you guess that when she kind of asks you that it has something to do with that. You think?
Gotcha. Okay. I'll double check with her. This isn't something that I need to hide from the squad, is it? It'd be kind of hard to tell them to not kill if they don't know why.
Does no. I don't like secrets amongst my squad, so I just want to know I can have somebody I can depend on.
Yeah, Well, then I'm your girl.
Good. Well, let's get a move on.
And then I'll relay that information to everybody else. If we can capture them, let's capture them. No killing, unless it's a last resort. Obviously, it's us over them if we have to.
Understood, Sergeant.
Gucci.
Yes, sir.
So you see Silva gets into like the command chair where there's like the one side of the inside of the APC is like command panels with, you know, cameras and feeds. Basically, there's a feed to each one of your cameras on your suit. You know, the Marine armor that you guys have has a built-in camera, and then it also has a shoulder-mounted lamp you can turn on and off if you need a light source, along with it, you know, protecting your torso, and then also you've got the helmet as well. So you can see the feeds on there. It also has the life display readings, you know, so she can tell how everybody's heart rate is and things like that, just like in the second film. And so she's sitting in a chair there. Looks like Dante gets in the back where there's, I think, 8 or 12 seats where you guys can lock in with the harnesses. And then there's a seat for the gunner and the driver, co-pilot, things like that. So who has piloting? Because that's who's going to drive the APC.
Not me.
Anybody have ranks in piloting?
Got a couple.
I can if no one else.
Well, yeah, Silva would kind of look to the two of you and say,
I can, sir.
all right, well, have at it. Whoever wants it. Somebody get behind the wheel. Get us out of here.
I walk up to the wheel.
I see you're going to drive, Chaplin?
Aye, sir.
Okay. All right, well, so Chaplin hops in the driver's seat. Everybody else starts to gather and get all their stuff loaded up. And eventually the APC starts to pull out of this, like, hangar. Eventually you guys make your way to the ground level, and you start making your way out the front gate of the fort. And as you are, Silva's kind of briefing you all. And she says, so Major Hatfield said he recommends we start looking at either Oblivion Bar or the spaceport. And it looks like she kind of looks to all of you for input, mainly to Mason. So you guys kind of have the choice of what you want to do here.
Well, do we know if they actually frequent this bar, or is this just a guess?
It just seems to be some sort of guess. Looks like you're just kind of looking for leads at this point.
Okay. So it looks like the Oblivion Bar is on the way to the spaceport, so we can stop by the bar and then still make our way to the spaceport with some amount of time, right?
Yeah. Certainly could.
Well, those are my thoughts. I think that's what we should do. Any opinions on that, Marines?
Seems practical.
Nope.
I do not
That
care.
lot.
The rifle needs attention.
Okay. Interesting.
Here to follow orders, sir.
I will make a note not to touch his rifle accidentally.
I watched Mason.
Yeah, let's go to the Oblivion Bar first.
Would each of you give me an observation roll, please, at -1?
Oh no.
Oh, it just clicked it. It didn't give me a -1 option.
Oh, you have to right-click on it, and then
Oh,
you
sorry.
can enter it. Yep. So, it doesn't matter. You got 0 successes, so you don't need to re-roll. But,
Okay.
all right. And let me know what you got, because I'm not always on that page.
I got 2 successes.
Okay. So, Mason already falling into the way of command here. You notice that Dante is kind of like rubbing like her lower back, and she's got like a look of obvious discomfort on her face a little bit.
Dante's like the assault marine that no
Yeah,
one's
she's-
currently playing.
Yeah, she's the breacher.
Dante, you okay there? Looking a little bit uncomfortable. Got something wrong with your back?
Nothing I can't handle, Sarge. Don't worry about me. It's
Okay.
one of those days. It's like I was out of commission for a while. Just got out from the med bay.
Okay.
Gonna be out of here soon. And she says, got the papers if you need them. And she looks like she pulls out what you're guessing are like some sort of discharge papers, and she kind of like taps them on her helmet. Kind of annoyed that you're asking her, but she does nonetheless.
I will absolutely love to look at those while we're en route. If you want to regale me with the tale of how you hurt yourself, just so I know what we should and shouldn't have you do. You know, HR. For HR purposes, of course.
Give me a manipulation test.
Oh no, I'm not bad at those, but I'm not great. 1 success.
She says, yeah, I don't have any secrets here, Sarge. Well, before this, I was in an in-field urban pacification training program, and the rest of the squad got killed by friendly fire.
In a training program?
Yeah, it was a big mess. I was the only one that survived, but it fucked me up pretty bad. Next thing I knew, I woke up. I was here in Fort Nebraska in the med lab, and I've been here ever since.
Okay.
Just got released, and well, after this, I'm out. I'm done with the Marines. So
I'll
Wow.
get the notes.
discharged. It's my last mission.
Kind of a hell of a last mission.
1 week from
Yeah.
retirement.
You're telling me. She's like, but I'll do you right, Sarge. I'll do you and the Corps proud.
All right. Well, I'll briefly look over her papers, see if what she's saying is accurate, but
Yes, everything she says seems to check out. It does say that the squad was all killed by friendly fire during this training program, and she suffered some pretty severe injuries. And as you read more into it, it mentions pretty extreme damage to her spine, and it looks like she's gotten like an artificial replacement to part of her spine and like some sort of artificial synaptic relay.
is that something like the Marines would normally pay for and do, or would they just normally like medically discharge you?
It doesn't seem out of the ordinary to you. I mean, it seems like it all checks out. There's nothing really that seems fishy about it. Cybernetics and replacement limbs and things like that are not uncommon. I mean, Hatfield had, he's got a replacement arm, so. But yeah, I mean, to you when you read it, it sounds like fuck. Like maybe it just, if she just got out, maybe it hurts.
Yeah. With my like medical aid knowledge, would I have any other inklings of if it's something weird or it's just like probably a backache?
Well, you know what? Give me a medical aid roll. That's a
Okay.
good point. I like that.
Sick. A 6 on a yellow dice.
Yep, that's still a success.
Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing too strange about it. You know that it'd probably be a pretty difficult surgery, something precise. It might surprise you a little bit that she's been discharged to another mission and not just medically discharged, but I mean, you know in your experience, some Marines are pretty stubborn and they don't want to go out like that, and that's kind of what you're getting from her. Like she seems like she kind of wants to prove herself, so maybe she is more of a serious type soldier. But yeah, you imagine like, fuck, that's just got to be painful,
I know what it's like to be the last one standing. I'll hand her papers back.
Do you say that to her or to anybody?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys continue on your merry way to Oblivion Bar. Is there anything else anybody discusses on your way there?
I don't want to talk to anyone.
Happens to be here
I'm
in the corner by
preoccupied
myself.
cleaning my
That's pretty.
pulse rifle meticulously. Most obsessively.
Does your rifle have a name?
Of course not. Don't be ridiculous. Rifle's job is to kill.
Gotcha. Okay. Just wanted to see what I'm dealing with here.
You often ask stupid questions, Gunnery Sergeant?
Only to people who are interesting. I'm gonna need you to reel in that attitude, son. I'm almost twice your age.
I don't say anything.
Okay.
Just how I like it.
Well, eventually, you guys make your way to the bar, and Silva tells you, Chaplin, to basically pull up about a block or two away. You are in a military vehicle, and you're trying to stay mostly to the main roads here. You're not trying to go onto some of these civilian areas, but it's kind of hard to avoid. Now, something you guys should all know about the colony, obviously, as they said, the population has dwindled significantly from, around 200,000 3 years ago to around 2,000 now. And, the military personnel is also much smaller these days. So much of the colony is abandoned, derelict, and decrepit. For how many people that used to be here, much of this town is pretty much a ghost town. And so going through many of these streets and down these roads, it is quiet, and there's just this aura of tension that you guys can feel. And, I mean, even though you've only been here a short time, you've heard nothing but stories and rumors about insurgents active on the planet and in the colony, and it just seems like it's a kettle pot waiting to blow up. Now, the other thing that I forgot to mention is that this planet is fairly cold as far as temperature goes, to the point where, because of the way the planet is positioned and the gas giant Oblivion, this planet does not really get much direct sunlight. So it's always either like it's twilight or kind of like early evening. It really never gets like true like day out here. So sometimes it's hard to tell what time of day it actually is, and it tends to be very cold, and there's almost always snow on the ground to varying degrees. Right now there's a small layer of snow, it's kind of dusted over things, but it's cold. You guys all have like cold weather gear, gloves and parkas for your outfits and things like that, heavy waterproof boots. So you guys are decked out, and being out in the cold for any extended length of time is definitely not enjoyable here. But eventually, Silva tells you to pull up over here, Chaplin, and she says, once you guys stop, she says, "All right, Mason, what's the plan?"
Does anyone in the squad look even remotely friendly? Are any of you guys good at talking to people?
I didn't really think Marines needed to be fucking social.
Probably not. It is a bar, and we don't want to just out ourselves as hunting down these people.
I think Marines can drink. We're not supposed to be fucking, regular people. I'm trying to be like half in character here, by the way.
Yeah, no, it's great, it's great. What I will say to answer your question there, Mason, Chaplin probably looks the most friendly, and I just realized here, Jessica, that you don't actually have your, you should have Marine armor, so I'm going to put that in your inventory right now, because they definitely don't want the medic getting shot and killed. So you would have this armor, which gives you, if you equip that, it'll change your armor to 6. There you go. And you would have the helmet, whether or not you're wearing it, that's up to you. So there you go. You have that in your equipment now. So, Chaplin probably looks the friendliest just because he's not decked out with weapons like the rest of you. I think all that he has is a cutting torch, and then he's got like some medical supplies. Whereas, we've got 2 dudes hanging around with smart guns in the squad, so you guys look like you're ready for war here.
Are you planning to go into this like covertly? I think we stand out like a sore thumb.
More of let's not have the aggressive person who's made of meat and anger talk to anyone inside. How about
to who are you referring to, sir?
I'm looking directly at Hammer. How about
glad we have an understanding.
how about Iona and Chaplin? You guys lead any conversations because you seem non-aggressive.
Sure.
So who's got a smart gun?
I guess I'm one of the
I do,
folks with a smart gun.
but apparently I'm too aggressive.
Wait, our artificial womb soldier has a smart gun? God damn.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's not fucking around.
Okay. How about Zmijewski and Hammer go around back in case anyone bolts when we go in? And then the rest of us will go in and see if we can find any information.
Sarge, I'd like to suggest that Dante and I take the back.
Oh, look at Dante.
I would say for now, because Dante's an NPC, that she'll probably hang out in the APC for the most part. Just because I want you guys to kind of take the spotlight here. So, I mean, she'll be nearby if shit goes down, or, if we really need her for something. I guess, yeah, she can come and guard the door, but, you're the commanding officer other than Silva here, so if you tell Dante to go do it, unless she decides to disobey you for some reason, she'll probably do it.
All right, Hammer. As a show of good faith, Dante and Hammer can go around back.
Thank you, sir.
Messi and me will go in, and Chaplin and Iona will go in as well.
You got it, sir, says Dante, and she gets out, and her and Hammer begin making their way towards the back of the bar, and I'm going to give you access here to a new map.
Oh.
So we actually have a map for the bar called the Eye of the Oblivion.
The bar has a map. That's bad news, but also good news.
Pretty much every named location has a map here. This is a pretty thorough module. So
Damn. Okay, yeah.
Do you guys have Eye of Oblivion now on your sheet? There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do we have tokens? Oh, we do. Excellent. Okay. Whoa.
I do not own any token with vision in this.
Oh, hold on. I see.
Yeah, it's
I
got
see.
advance.
It's got the. Okay, hold on. I just fucked that up. I didn't realize it had that. So let me reset our fog of war. I guess it kind of makes sense. You can actually only see what your token actually sees. So Dante will go back here, and then the rest of you are at the front door. So Hammer, if you want to.
Dude, this is awesome.
Dante, you and her are back here. This is the back door right here. You can see.
Yes.
Wait, if we lose track of another person, do we lose sight of our party as well?
I guess so. Yeah.
Oh, we do.
Okay.
Oh, that's bad.
And you can open the doors when you're next to a door. If you left click on it, it'll open it. So you guys get to the entrance here. Now, when you guys get here, you do realize that this part of town seems a bit more hoppin' than the rest. It seems like almost any action that might be going on here might be going on right here in this area. So, yeah, we'll pick it up there as the four of you are there at the front door. So take it away.
As a quick aside before we crack the door open, I wanted to ask, what are the chances of this turning into a foot race, do you think? And well,
Are you asking?
I just started
over...
my smart gun.
Well, hopefully if they run out the back, they run into two people who are more than capable of subduing them.
All right,
It
Chaplin,
means-
what are your sprint times? You're not carrying anything.
Back
big,
in
right?
Robo College.
Back in Robo College.
What was your
Around the
50
track
meter?
team. All right, we'll just rely on those folks. Sound
Now-
good.
Chaplin can make opening jokes, but can't respond to, your jokes.
I am very fast.
Perfect.
Now, are you guys going in with your full gear, like smart guns and everything?
That's sort of what I was trying to broach. Of like, does that make sense? Do we want to do that?
Well,
Is it?
I mean,
a
you
common
are
easier?
you are amongst the civilian population right now, so I guess it depends what kind of impression you guys want to make. You know that because of the rumors of the insurgency, Like, this is kind of a volatile situation. I guess the best way I can kind of explain it is maybe not quite to the degree of like maybe being in like driving around the Middle East in an APC as like an American soldier, but it's somewhat similar to that because of the fact that you're out in the civilian population. You guys are soldiers, you know. Now, if you've got your gun stowed, that's a lot different if you kick open the front door, you know, pointing your gun at people, screaming at them. So depends how you go about it as well. But it's a tense situation. Like, this isn't just a walk in a park, you know. You guys could tell people are like giving you the weird glance as you have been driving around, and as you guys pile out of the APC, you know, people are, you know, pulling up their jackets and getting away from you guys as quickly as they can, not making eye contact, or some of them are staring at you, clearly talking like, oh look, it's the fucking Marines, you know. So you guess that you know, there's probably some feelings of mistrust and dislike going around.
Did they know that we were trying to evacuate the planet?
Yeah, the evacuation was supposed to be for everybody, military and civilian, but now it's stopped for some reason. Nobody knows why.
Well, I mean, we can go in with everything stowed, so it doesn't look like we're about to kill everyone, but at this point, we're already piled out, and two of our guys are waiting outside back, probably with weapons drawn on the door.
I would love to just hear Chris be like, all right, give me a
Roll initiative.
roll initiative when you walk into the door.
I'm sure we'll get to that point, but we'll see how long it takes. Okay, so what's it going to be here, guys? Are you going in, weapons stowed?
Stowed.
That's what I think, yeah.
Okay. All right, well, you may open the door, and then you should be able to see inside.
Ooh.
So basically, as you walk in, there's a door on either side of you, and then out in front of you, you guys can see the S-shaped bar. Now, this is kind of like a nightclub / strip club type bar. There are several dancers dancing on the bar and on the tables. In total, there is a dozen tables in here. Some of them seat 4 people. They're like the round tables that you'd like play poker at with 4 seats. And others are larger rectangular tables with like 6 to 12 seats. And it is surprisingly busy in here. When the door opens up, the lighting is a lot darker, and there's, you know, all sorts of like weird neon lights from, you know, kind of like the lights on the bar. There's some, you know, kind of thumping club music playing, and there's a heavy haze of smoke in the air, and that kind of wafts over you guys as you walk in. And even though it's not like a record scratch stop, when you guys walk in, everybody nearby and like directly across from you at the bar kind of like turns and is like staring at you guys. And you know, it's obvious that everybody notices that you're here.
Well, I guess let's grab a table, boys.
Okay, yeah, one of the nearby like 4-person tables is open, so you guys can sit there. You guys just have a seat, and you know, I guess, well, what do you do at that point? You sit down.
Call over a bartender.
Okay, yeah, there's like waitresses and stuff going around. You call one over, and she walks over to you guys kind of timidly. Can I help you, gentlemen?
Vodka.
All right, 1 vodka. Anything else?
You were asking for vodka. That's what you said. I didn't understand your accent. Anyway, sorry for the intrusion. We're is your manager or security folks available? We need to have a little chat.
She's like,
It wasn't subtle at all.
yeah, you could, I suppose you could talk to Faye. She's the, I guess she would actually be here behind the bar. She points and she's like, she runs the place. Do you
Okay,
guys,
great.
do you guys see anything when you put your cursor over her token?
Red box.
Okay, it doesn't say her name or anything though. Okay,
Nope.
so yeah,
Nope.
she says, yeah, Faye runs the place.
Do we hear this over the, like, over our headsets.
Yeah, I'm assuming you guys have open comms unless you try to keep something.
I'm just
from
gonna
somebody else.
make a comment to Dante, be like, they make the effort to fucking be all covertly and sit down at a table and then immediately want to talk to security. What the fuck is that shit?
I don't know. Go figure. He's already ordering a drink.
I'm
right?
ready for a gunfight. It's gonna be fun. As I slap my head against the wall.
Yeah, she looks bored, but you can tell that Dante is definitely keeping a close eye on what's going on, and she's kind of checking around the backside of the building and the corners and things like that. You can tell that she seems to be taking things fairly seriously. So yeah, that's what the waitress says. She goes and gets you guys whatever your drink orders are, and eventually she'll bring the drinks back to your table.
Well, while I'm waiting with my back against the wall, I'm gonna like to kind of scan the room and just see who's still paying attention to us.
Okay. Give me an observation check, please. What you got?
Failure.
Do you want to push?
No.
Always
Okay.
push.
No, you don't. Well, I shouldn't say you don't notice anything, but you feel like everybody in the bar right now is staring at you, whether they're at a table or at the bar.
I'm just gonna maintain kind of a survey of anyone who would approach us.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like everybody's kind of giving you guys a wide berth. You can see, some of the dancers are moving from table to table. In all, you guys count 9 dancers. Looks like there's a mix of female and male, and there's a good mix of clientele in here as well. It looks like pretty much everybody here is a colonist of some sort, probably, after a hard day's work, blown off steam, or just, inviting in their sorrows, whatever it may be. Chaplin, Mason, and Iona, what do you guys do?
Can I scan the patrons to see if I see any of the 4 faces we're looking for?
Sure. Give me an observation. Iona, how about you?
I was gonna ask Chaplin if you wanted to go up to talk to the manager, or if I should.
I will do whatever the sergeant asks me to.
All right, why don't you both go up and talk?
Okay. So, Mason, you're looking around, and it's packed in here, so you're having a hard time getting a look of everybody, but so far, you don't see anybody that matches the description of any of the 4 AWOLs.
Okay, good.
I'm sorry I don't have any appropriate thumping club music to put on in the background. I'm really thinking about that. Yeah. Bass, 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 bass.
Well, in honor of R. Kelly, should we think of like that kind of music, or
No, he's been
no.
charged. I don't think we should think of anything. For our
Yeah, there's nothing to honor, nothing to honor him about.
This isn't
I think
Boondocks where we honor R. Kelly for pissing on a kid. Okay.
no, this
right.
I think this is probably more like kind of like a techno or industrial type stuff, Okay, well, the 2 of you go up to the bar then.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. There's a couple people up there. Most of them kind of shy away from you when the 2 of you approach. And there's one woman in particular that's sitting at the bar. Looks like she's kind of got her head down and looks like she's nursing some drinks, and she looks fairly miserable. And then the woman behind the bar, Chaplin, you would instantly know that this woman is actually another android. You recognize her model type. She is what's referred to as a pleasure model. I'll let you guys figure out what that is on your own. But it looks like she is like the manager, or at least the bartender here. And she's got kind of short, kind of a bob cropped black hair, and fairly attractive woman. And when she sees the 2 of you approach, she's like what's the deal here, guys? What do you guys want?
I've been dispatched by my sergeant to speak with the manager.
Clearly she realizes that you're probably another synth, and she says, well, what can I do for you? What do you guys need?
Off.
We're interested in a handful of VIPs. We were hoping you might be able to tell us if they've been through here lately.
You gotta be a little more specific than that.
Of course. Do you with these like data loadouts? Is this something I could just be like pull up the wanted dead or alive poster and show it to her?
Yeah, you'd either have something like on your PDAT, or you might actually have like printed out photos. So yeah, probably on your PDAT.
Yeah. If I could show those really quick. Do you recognize these faces?
She takes a look carefully. She's like, a lot of people come in here, just about everybody on the colony. They don't really stick out to me, no.
If we stick out, they should.
Looks like she kind of tilts her head at you for a moment, Chaplin. She says, are these for soldiers like yourselves? Marines?
Yes.
You can see it. You can tell she's like kind of processing something here. And give me a manipulation, Chaplin, and you can have +2 to this roll.
Can't hear you.
Do I right click to add?
Yeah, right click on manipulation and then type 2 in the box. Okay. You have 2 successes here. So she seems to open up a little bit. You can see her demeanor kind of changes a little bit more. And she says, now that I think of it, yes, these 4 were here last night, as a matter of fact. They were meeting with a short, bald man, having some sort of discussion. It seemed heated at one point.
Do you know who the man was?
No, I've never seen him before. I didn't recognize him. Just kind of another face in the crowd. Yeah, after that discussion, one of those soldiers, they seemed like they got into an argument of some sort. One of them kind of stormed off, and the other one that stayed behind, he got totally shit-faced. And eventually, the marshals came in and arrested him, being drunk and disorderly.
What of the other 2?
They all went their separate ways, as far as I could tell. I didn't see him after that.
Marshals brought him to the
Thank you for your time.
drunk tank.
Yeah. This one was getting pretty irate, so we I called him in. I don't need that kind of trouble here. People got enough problems as it is. I don't need some soldier tearing the place up.
Interesting.
Seems like a pretty unique situation for you to just dismiss not knowing anything about him. First time.
Well,
So with the marshals, that would be
I'm not
like civilian police and like a fully separate arm. Like, is that something we could go follow up
Yeah.
on?
Correct.
At this
So
local
yeah,
station?
the colonial marshals are basically the sheriffs of the colonies, and there is a marshal station on this planet, in this colony.
I go back
Okay.
to the table and methodically tell Mason what the bartender said.
Okay. Would everybody except Zmijewski, because you already made a test, give me an observation test at -1?
That includes us in the back.
No, just the ones in the bar.
Okay.
Wow, on 2 dice.
Cool.
Iona. Crushing it. So, all of you notice this at one point or another. Chaplin, you're the first to notice it as you're walking back towards the table. You do see one guy that you can tell that he's been looking at you guys, and he makes his way out the front door. All of you notice this, but Chaplin, you notice that he has probably been keeping an eye on you guys for a little while. Looks like he gets up from a table with someone, and he departs.
On the left or the right of the bar? Like, does he walk past us?
Well, he goes towards the front door. He's on this side, like over here, and then he comes around towards the door.
Do I catch any
Okay.
special note as he passes the table?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Do I catch any note of him when he passes?
No, you didn't notice him with your earlier test. You're probably distracted keeping a lookout on something else at this point. But the other three all notice.
I say to both of the people sitting at the table with me, I say, I noticed this person leave the bar. I think that we should follow him.
Yeah, I'm gonna give the roundup hand signal and point to the door. Like, let's go, we've got another lead.
Roll out, boys. Let's chase that homie.
Okay,
What?
you guys go back out and follow him.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll update the squad in back that we got someone who looks like he's leaving from the front door.
All right. Yes, sir. We'll see you up front.
Okay. Which way do you go? Hammer.
We're gonna go. Since we went around the right side, we'll go around the other way.
Okay, fair enough. All right, you guys start making your way around that way. So as you guys are making your way around, the four of you get outside, back out onto the street, and would you please give me an observation test at minus... actually, there's no minuses here, but just give me a observation test, please.
Oh, secret dice.
Privately rolled some dice. Okay.
Okay, what does everybody have? You guys tell me your successes, because I'm not really looking at there.
One.
Sorry, was I supposed to roll as well?
No, just for the guys out front.
Now, Chris, if I push this, I've got 2 successes. Does it reroll all of them or just the failed?
It rerolls the failed.
Okay. And since there's no panic dice, I don't have a chance to gain panic.
No, because you automatically gain a point of stress when you push, and it rolls that dice on the
Gotcha. I'll just sit with the 2 then.
reroll. Okay. So Iona and Zmijewski, you guys do not see this guy when you come out. However, Chaplin and Mason, you catch just as he turns a corner a little ways down the block.
Over there. Go, go, go.
You guys start running?
Yeah, sure. Let's see if we can
Yeah.
catch up to this guy.
Okay.
Be careful, it might be a trap. These are dangerous individuals.
Everybody give me a mobility test.
Mobility. Oh, I have that. Cool.
2.
Oh my God.
1.
6 dice, 0 successes. Jesus.
Damn.
Okay, so let's see. Iona, you are the first one to get to the corner, and as you do catch sight of this guy again, and you see that he's constantly looking over his shoulder, and when he sees you come around the corner, he bolts and starts running down an alley. And then we're gonna go into initiative here really quick.
Oh boy.
What I need everybody to do: right click on your token, left click on the crossed sword and shields, and
Right click on her token.
Yep, and then left click on the cross sword and shield, and that'll add you to the initiative tracker.
The bottom right. Yeah,
Yeah.
bottom right.
And can we roll right away or no?
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
All right.
Sorry, I'm checking all the different NPCs. We'll use this.
And you
colony
said
for
we
that.
can right-click this and actually, there we go.
Yep, right click the
We
fist.
can bring it out.
Give
Yep.
you a drop out menu, pop menu. I need Chaplin and Zmijewski to please roll your dice on the encounter track. Click on the fist, Jessica, on the top right, and then click on the D20 to roll your die. Perfect. Okay, so Mason, you are first to go. So we're not going to worry too much about the map here, but what we will do, we'll put this guy around the corner, and then Iona, you're here at the corner, and then the rest of the group is like here-ish. And
So
Hammer,
he bolted down the alley back towards the back entrance.
correct. Yes.
Oh shit!
So I got 2
Long
successes
way.
on mobility. With the second one, can I use the stunt to give 1 success to another PC in the same situation as you?
Sure.
Basically, like drag somebody else up to the corner.
Sure. Yeah.
Let's say Chaplin. You said you were fast, right?
All
So
right.
it's a foot race.
All right, so Chaplin, you can move yourself next to him as you guys are making your way around the corner there. So we will start initiative. So we've got Mason. You're up first.
Hammer and Dante, maybe double back around and see if you can cut him off.
I was just going to suggest that, Sergeant.
All right,
Dude.
sir. And then what do? You issue a command? Are you running?
I'm gonna. Someone should probably stay and watch the entrance in case he cuts up through here. So I'll stay back here. Chaplin and Iona chase him. Fuck. How do you pronounce that? Zmijewski. You stay with me in case he comes through the front.
It's
Zmijewski.
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 Zmijewski. Zmijewski.
Okay, we'll fucking wing it.
Call me Stan.
Or just Stanley.
Stanley. Oh, thank God. Cross-culturization. Stanley.
All of our
you stick with
Polish listeners are probably pulling their hair out right now.
Zmijewski.
There you go. Okay, so where are you going, Mason? I mean,
I'll hike back to the entrance and then kind of just keep a watch on
Okay.
the inside.
all right, Hammer, you're next.
Yeah, I'm heading back to the. I'm doubling back.
Okay,
How far can I move?
you can basically move 2 corners around the building, so corner to corner, basically.
All right.
Iona,
Yeah.
give me a mobility test as you're trying to catch up to this guy. Well, I guess we're in initiative order now, so you're about a zone away from this guy, so you could probably catch up to him. Remember, you got like 2 actions. So what do you do? You tell me.
I guess catch up and try to tackle him.
Okay, well, you can get in range with your fast action, and then give me a close combat roll here to see if you can tackle him. There's close combat. There we go. Okay. Are you good with that, or do you want to push?
I don't know. Because it's like contested, right? So
It is, yes.
he's got a mystery number of successes.
Yep.
I'm gonna push.
Okay.
So
is he. Okay. How many do you have? 1? Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you get up to
No,
him.
total
and
of 2.
You have a total
Because
of 2?
it doesn't show the original die.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. So you run up and you are able to tackle him. You basically wrap your arms around his waist and you both crash into like the somewhat wet, snowy alley ground. And you knock him to the ground. You manage to catch him. On his turn, though, he is going to try to break free here. So give me another close combat, please.
Uh-oh.
Okay. He panicked, just
I
like
did
you did.
too.
Okay. Roll me a panic roll, please. You should be able to just hit the stress button on your character sheet.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, he gets nervous twitch and his stress goes up by 1. You hold it together, though. Okay, well, you both have a 1 success here, so nobody wins basically, because you have to get more than the other guy. So you two are kind of tussling right now on the ground, and he's unable to get away. Chaplin, you're next. And actually, Chaplin, you're over here on the corner because Iona pulled you with. So you see him tackle this guy to the ground.
I love the combat music, by the way.
What's it going to be, Chaplin? Your turn.
I am going to stay as close to Marcus as possible.
I'm sorry, to who?
Marcus.
Mason.
Mason, you mean?
Mason.
Okay. Well, Mason went back to the front door of the bar.
Then I'm going back.
Okay. Chaplin's like, peace out. I don't want anything to do with this. Okay. And then we are on to Zmijewski. You see Chaplin gets to the corner and then just turns and starts walking back past you. And rejoins the sergeant.
Hard to trust a droid.
So you get to the corner and you see that Iona has tackled this guy to the ground and they're kind of scuffling.
I'd like to approach and just try and assist restrain the individual.
Okay, you can give me a close combat as well. And he'll try, but he'll be at a negative here because he's got 2 of you fighting now.
To close combat?
Yes. Damn, 3
success.
success. Okay, nice. Yeah, so you get over there and you maybe push your knee into his back, or you start to get his hands behind his back so he can't move, and the 2 of you pretty much have this guy pinned to the ground. And we'd be on the next round, but at this point, the 2 of you guys have him, so we'll kind of bring the combat to an end here. And yeah, you've got him. He's like struggling. He looks a little panicked in his eyes, but you've managed to capture him. And at this point, anybody who wants can eventually get there as well. So I imagine Dante and Hammer probably make their way around from over on this side and reach you guys.
Yeah, bring the gang in, or at least everybody that's not dedicated to guarding the door.
You see, when Dante approaches, she has her pistol drawn, and she tells the guy, get down, stop resisting, that sort of thing. And he's, at this point, when he sees like the 4 or 5 of you armed, obviously he doesn't really put up much of a fight.
You guys let us know that you got him. You got it.
Yeah, I mean, you
Oh,
can
yeah.
probably hear this.
No
on the
need to
comms,
worry.
too.
His struggling is for naught.
Okay. All right, bring him back around towards the APC, I guess. Let's see if we can get him in there. And
I
Okay.
spit
Yeah.
on him. I spit on him for defiling the Marines.
As you guys drag him towards the APC, he's very nervous. He's like, where are you guys taking? What are you doing? Where are you taking me?
gonna say anything?
Okay. Well, yeah, you guys pull him into the APC. There's probably a few onlookers that are like, holy shit, what is going on here? And yeah, you guys just like martial law arrest this dude and throw him into the APC. Yeah, you guys have him in there. He's not going anywhere. As all 7 of you are, around him. So what do you do?
So who was the first one to notice him? Chaplin?
Chaplin did.
Well, I guess I'll just start with. Well, our friend Chaplin here noticed you were watching us and then suddenly left. Is there a reason you've been looking at us? And then running away?
He's like, plenty of people were looking at you guys. What the hell you doing in the bar? I can't leave?
I would like to punch him.
Okay. Yeah, you punch him, and he's he looks a little shocked, and he's like, what, you can't do this to me. He's like, you can't just come in here and start arresting people.
I would like to punch him again.
He starts to look a little panicked.
All right, that's good, Hammer. Let's give him a few seconds to collect himself. See if he remembers the correct answers to our questions.
Sir, maybe if perhaps he would answer the question instead of pretending, we won't have to do this.
It's a good recommendation. If I was him, I would take that advice.
Give me a manipulation roll, Mason.
Oh, no. Can I get an assist since we've been having a meat, massacre, punch him in the face?
I would say I mean, between that and the fact that all of you are here, you get the plus 3, the max.
God damn. Okay.
Up to 3 people can assist. So he's hitting, and everyone else is kind of staring at this guy.
One success. I'm definitely gonna push that.
Okay.
You shitting me? One success.
Okay, hold on. All right. He looks a little nervous, but his nerve doesn't break.
Oh,
And
goddamn.
he's like, I don't have anything to say to you guys. You can't just come in here and do this to us. You fucking Marines. The reason we're in this mess.
I would like to intimidate with punching one more time.
Okay, you can intimidate. I'll let you do a manipulation, but you can use your strength instead of, I think it's empathy.
Yeah, I use my strength, so I roll strength.
Yeah, roll strength, and if you have any ranks of manipulation, add +1. Otherwise, you can get the +3 as well, because everybody is assisting. Starting to grill this guy.
So how do you roll against strength? You just roll strength, and then
Yeah,
you said,
you right click on strength, and then just add a modifier, just like anything else.
and you said +1.
Well, it'll be +3 because you have 3 assists, and then if you have any ranks in manipulation, you can add as many ranks as you have.
Okay, no.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay. Would you like to push?
I would love to push.
There we go.
There we go. Okay.
4 successes. This guy's panicked each time you guys tried to intimidate him too. So you can see he's like shaking. He's got a little blood coming from his nose, and with 4 successes, Hammer, he finally kind of almost starts to cry, and he's like, please don't hurt me. I'll tell you guys whatever you want to know. Just please, man, just stop. What do you want?
Answer the sergeant's questions.
All right. And he looks at you, Mason. He's like, what do you need,
Wonderful.
Sergeant?
So I'm gonna hold up the pictures of the 4 guys. Have you seen any of these individuals?
You can see that he looks really nervous when you say that, and he's like, I haven't seen them in person, but and then Hammer maybe gets ready to punch Scotty, and he's like, but I do recognize them. I do recognize them.
I was really ready to go.
His fist is just cocked back constantly, like a pneumatic press. Just. Okay, what do you mean you've seen them?
Well, I know of them. We're looking for them.
Oh, who's we?
He kind of is almost kind of and also like it's kind of a stupid question. Like he thinks maybe you guys should just already know that answer, and he's like, well, you guys call us insurgents.
Okay, probably an apt description. Do
He
we
doesn't say anything.
do we as Marines we would probably know the specific insurgents he's talking about?
So, all of you can give me a. Let's see what skill this would be. All of you give me a wits roll.
Wits. Oh,
Straight
that's
wits.
that.
No modifier, right?
Yeah, just kind of using this as a general intelligence check. Wow, Hammer.
Hammer got
Oh,
one. Doesn't
that
look like
everybody?
anybody else did.
Anybody else?
If anyone else
Chaplin?
has any questions, feel free to chime the fuck in.
Chaplin, you didn't. If you want to roll, you can roll wits as well.
I would like you to ask him, like, out of character. Well, if you want me to ask him.
You feel free. If you have a question that your character pops up, do it.
Let's get back to the beginning here before we go any further here. Why the fuck were you running?
Hold up. Jessica, on the top of your sheet, click on wits. It's not a skill. It's just the top of your. It's one of your attributes. There you go. Lovely. Okay, 2. All right. So Hammer and Chaplin, you both know that there have been some attacks of almost kind of terrorist type attacks on the colony, mostly on some of the oil fields here and there. Chaplin, you know that it runs a little bit deeper than that. You know that it is basically considered that there is a growing insurgency presence on this colony, and it's starting to get out of hand. And you know that at first these were kind of isolated incidents, and they've become more frequent to the point where, like, the marshals and the Marines have actually, like, declared and classified them as, like, a terrorist activity. And it's believed that there's some sort of growing insurgency cell on this planet that is either A, just trying to get rid of the Marine presence and kind of get independence, quote unquote, or at worst, perhaps trying to side with the UPP and get them to help overthrow the colony.
Do we know what standard procedures are with handling them?
I mean, they would
just
de-
straight up execute him.
This guy is an insurgent.
No, it wouldn't be an execution. It would
Oh,
probably
no.
be it would probably be detain and then question or like hand over to
The
you know-
marshals who we want to go visit.
Yeah, but this guy, right, that we're talking to is an insurgent. You just said that, right?
Right.
Basically, that's what he's saying. Yes. I mean, as Marines, you wouldn't necessarily want to give them over to the insurgents because you'd probably want to bring them to command. It's kind of like, I guess the best real world equivalent I could say is like, imagine if you were like Marines on tour, in Afghanistan, and you like captured a Taliban soldier, right? You probably wouldn't just hand them over to like the Afghan police. You'd probably bring them back to like your base for questioning and interrogation. So it's not quite that level, but as far as like how much violence is happening, but as far as the seriousness of it, like Chaplin particularly like knows they've like blown up a couple oil pipelines here, like serious shit. And I'm sorry, what do you ask him then, Hammer?
I was asking him why the fuck. Let's go back a step. Why the fuck were you running?
Why wouldn't I? You guys all started coming after me.
No, that's not how that happened.
And you're also an insurgent, right?
He kind of looks at you like he doesn't want to say yes, but he knows he probably should.
So your insurgency is looking for these 4.
Yeah. Yes.
Why?
Why? Yeah.
I don't really know. It's just something
I'm
I've
just
been
gonna
told.
I'm just gonna cock my hand back. Not gonna punch.
He's like I don't. I've been told like we're supposed to be on the lookout for these guys. I don't know why. I swear I don't know why.
So somebody
Can-
thinks they're still milling about the city, just hanging out.
I mean, as far as I understand, I've heard they've been spotted, but we're supposed to be on the lookout for them.
Where are these commands coming from?
That will require. He kind of shuts up. He's like, I've told everything I've told you is enough to get me killed. I'm not saying anymore.
Technically,
Your life is
not
up.
wrong.
Your life at this point is forfeit. If you want any good faith when we turn you in here.
You'll need to make another test. He
All right.
doesn't want to talk.
Okay, we're gonna roll. All right, so again, strength +3.
Are you intimidating him, or are you trying to manipulate him?
Um,
Because like what you just said to me was more like you're trying to convince him. You know, you really weren't.
yeah,
You're
I'm
like,
trying
"Oh."
to manipulate him.
Okay, yeah. So do manipulation.
Okay. And there's no
you-
base modifier to that, right?
You can still have +3 because everybody's still kind of assisting you here in the situation that he's in. So
And I forgot, am I allowed to use... In every situation, am I allowed to use strength as manipulation?
no, that's just a house rule I'm doing if you're intimidating
Okay.
somebody.
Okay.
Because intimidate, I don't necessarily think intimidate and like trying to, be diplomatic or convince somebody should be using the same skill.
Yeah, nope.
That seems a little weird. Well, hold on. I have to roll his. It's an opposed roll. Would you like to push?
I would love to push.
Hell yeah, let's rack up that stress. Ew. Ew, 0 successes. Yeah, he's like, he doesn't say anything. He just like puts his head down.
Motherfucker.
You guys feel like you might not get much more out of this guy.
Chaplin, can you like describe the person they were arguing with the last time the bartender saw him? See if he knows who that person is, so we can maybe find out that guy.
Yeah, can I walk up to the front and say, I saw you and your friend. Tell me who he was and the rest that you know.
Give me a manipulation here, Chaplin. Still have +3.
Wait, this guy isn't a short, bald fellow, or
No,
whoever
he is
the
not.
extra guys.
He
Okay.
is not. He does not match the description. All right. Unfortunately, Chaplin cannot push because he's an android. But this guy panics, so I will count that as a success for Chaplin. And he goes, my buddy in the bar. His name is hold on, I gotta get it. It says his name is
Nevsky.
Pete. No, it's Petre.
Is he an insurgent too?
He kind of just nods his head really slowly.
Okay.
Do you guys ask this guy anything else?
I think I'm kind of out of gas with regard to questions. I don't know about any.
Yeah, the only other thing would be to describe from the description, we probably wouldn't know who that short, bald guy is, right?
You have no idea, but it does not match either this guy or the glimpse you had of his friend back in the bar.
Okay. Are you a regular at that bar? Probably, right?
I mean, yeah, sometimes. You know.
And then I'll briefly describe the short, bald man as best I can. Like,
okay, I'll need.
you heard that guy?
I'll need a manipulation for that one too. Well, this guy is he's
Stressed.
Oh, Mason.
Oof!
Roll that panic, please. It's so delicious.
Let's see. I have nerves of steel, so -2 modification to all panic rolls.
Oh, that's one of the best
That's a good
talents
one.
in the game. It's
Yeah, I
so
think it
good.
does that
Yeah.
automatically.
You fucking crush it. Look at that. Rolled a 1.
Thick.
However, you don't have any successes, and neither does he. So it's a tie. So there's he doesn't. He's like I don't recognize him. Don't
All
know.
right.
When he says he doesn't recognize him, Zmijewski gets a little irritated, takes out his knife, starts sharpening it kind of menacingly, and kind of says out loud to himself while looking down, says it'd be a shame to lose something perhaps now, if you're not telling the truth.
Okay, you can give me an intimidate. So give me a manipulation using strength. This poor guy can't catch a break.
Just like, One person fails, the next person.
Yeah, right. Once somebody gives up, there's 6 more he's got to deal with.
So wait, roll a manipulation, but add my strength modifier.
Yeah, you get, well, no, because that'll roll both. So roll strength and add your manipulation skill if you have any,
Oh, I see. Okay.
and then plus the assists you can still take. Everybody can take the assists right now. Okay. Where's his roll? Okay, well, he panics. Okay. So he looks at you, and he doesn't seem to really be cowed or intimidated, and he's like, I'm not saying anything else. You don't scare me.
What? Well, rule number 1 in parenting is make a threat. You follow through with it.
I can't confirm, so I'm not gonna say anything.
What do you say, Sergeant? Do you think he needs his left fingertips?
Probably, since we don't want to just be cutting fingers off of people we haven't confirmed our insurgency yet.
Sergeant, I believe he said fingertips.
The tip of the finger is still part of the finger.
It's
You guys
a
hear?
percentage.
You guys
Sergeant
hear?
is correct. The fingertip is part of the finger.
You guys hear Silva, who's kind of just been watching this. She's like, "That'll be enough. We'll take him back. We'll let command sort him out."
Sounds great. Let's get
Wonderful.
moving then.
She says,
I think we've got spent
make
enough
him-
time here.
"Make sure he's secure." And she kind of nods her head towards the back, where all the seats are.
Yeah, can we like cuff him and lock him up to one of them?
Yeah, you probably got like either cuffs or like zip ties you could tie him in. You could, kind of strap him in and make it so that he can't get the harness off either. So yeah, you have ways to secure him. That's not a problem.
And then I guess, are we able to contact the sheriff's, I don't know what you'd call it in this world, office, for lack of a better word,
It's called the Marshal Station.
the marshal station, to see if
Yeah.
they still have that drunk tank guy?
Yeah, absolutely, you could. Sure.
Great. So
Yeah.
let's see.
Yeah, you can do it. I mean, if you need Silva to do something, she will. But I'd rather you guys do it as long as
Sure.
it's kind of makes sense. So yeah, you guys have comms on here where you can call them up.
All right. How about Iona? You contact the marshal station. Chaplin, start driving us to the marshal station. Hammer, sit really close to the guy whose name I don't think we asked.
You didn't actually. The prisoner, I guess,
Yeah.
right?
Prisoner 1, in case we
Okay.
get a number of them.
Okay. Well, you guys start making your way back
Downtown.
the way you came, and we can go back to the colony map here. So the Marshal Station, you see, isn't too far. It's kind of halfway between Fort Nebraska and the bar, so it's kind of to the north of you guys. Eventually you get to the Marshal Station, and it's basically like a small police station. Also, I'm sorry, Iona, you're calling them up, right?
Yeah, I guess we could radio ahead, right? Is there any?
Yeah. Yeah, so there's you basically just call like on the more or less on the main line, and there's a voice of a woman answers, and she says, "Colonial Marshal Station, can I help you?"
Hello there. We've received reports of a person of interest who may have been confined to the drunk tank last night. We're
She's
wondering-
like, "I'm sorry, I have another call coming in. Please hold." And
Okay.
she puts you on hold, and you've got some like really shitty hold music.
I like that you're like, okay.
And,
a
and
little
then
gesture to the squad.
and-
They put me on hold.
and then eventually she's like, "Thank you for holding. I'm sorry. What was this?"
Hello, this is Sergeant Iona. I would like to inquire about a person of interest. We heard reports that had been picked up and left in the drunk tank last night. is there a person of this description, or has there been in recent times? And I kind of go through the, try to verbally recount what the AWOL Marines description was.
She says, I'm sorry, you said sergeant, as in with the Marines?
Correct.
Just a moment, Sergeant. And she puts you on hold for another second, and then eventually someone else answers the phone. You hear a male who answers. He says, this is Marshal Hyams. How can I help you?
Hello, Marshal Hyams. And I repeat, the person of interest we're looking for, so-and-so. Which of these four was, like, I guess, were they specific on the...
No, they were not.
It's just like one of them was really drunk.
Yeah, that's pretty much all you have.
We might need to go there in person.
Uh,
I guess in processing, well, no. Yeah, we'd probably need to show up there.
he's like, I'm sorry, Sergeant. What exactly did you need? I'm not quite following you.
My apologies. We were trying to phone ahead and see if a potential lead person of interest was picked up and left in your drunk tank. They're wanted for some questioning and.
Uh-huh.
You
can hear him like typing away on something, and he's like, okay.
Yeah.
You said they were picked up for drunk and disorderly?
Yes. Correct.
Give me a second. Let me see what I can pull up here for you. You hear him? He's like, yeah. Looks like one of my other marshals brought in John Doe last night. Said he was picked him up at the bar. Was being a little out of control, a little unruly.
Do you have a name on that? I'm not on the phone. Sorry.
Yeah, this you wouldn't hear because he's like on like an actual like more or less a phone call, so you can only hear Iona's side of the conversation.
Okay. So
So
picked up
if
last
they
night.
Ask her if they have anybody in the tank right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that fair to assume that you've released them in the morning? Or are they still around?
No, he's still here. I figured we'd give him some time to cool off, and me and my guys are totally overwhelmed here. We got a ton of shit going on, so one drunk asshole, he can wait a few more hours.
All right.
Great. Thank you for your assistance. And I think we'll just need to rock up there and say hello in person, unless we want to get them on the phone. No, that's ridiculous. Yeah,
Just
we should
make sure they don't release him.
Yeah,
He
don't
has
let
to
them
be-
go yet.
he
Can you
has to be
hand the
detained.
phone over to the
Couple
drunk
more
guy,
hours.
please? Yeah, I'd like to speak to the drunk, inebriated troublemaker, if you could. Put him
Tell
on the
them
line.
to meet us at Fort Nebraska. We've got better things to do.
These are
Uh,
incredibly polite Marines. I've not.
Put him in a fucking Uber and send him to Nebraska. Okay, we'll meet him there.
Hoorah.
Brilliant. All right. Well, hey, why don't we take about a 5-minute break here? This seems like a good stopping point. And grab some water, and we will be right back.
Sure.
All right. So you get done with your phone call to the Marshal Station, and Chaplin continues to drive the APC until you guys eventually reach said Marshal Station. And you pull up, and I'm going to give you guys access to another map here, because this thing loves maps. Let me add it to your taskbar here as well. Okay, everybody should have access to it now at the top of your screen if you need to get to it. And let me put some tokens out here for you. So, all right, so you guys pull up. I'll put you guys on the map here. We'll assume that's where the APC is, or the APC is nearby. What do you guys do once you reach this place?
Oh, it's black for me. Are we supposed to see something?
I
Yeah.
gotta put the tokens on here. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
You guys see now?
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
No.
Iona, it sounded like you had a great rapport going with whoever you were talking to. So, why don't you see if we can
Whoa.
keep that going?
Chaplin's twitching out.
Yeah, let's pop in. They seem fairly cooperative, and Guys, an AWOL Marine would be
Okay, let
easy
me
enough.
just before you go through that
to-
door, let me just make sure I've got some things set up here. Okay.
Where's the prisoner that we have with us?
He is locked up in the APC
Okay, with Dante and
and Silva. Yeah.
okay.
None of my maps are loading now.
Just try exiting and re-entering Foundry. Sometimes it gets a little glitchy.
Alright.
Not sure why, but it does.
Okay.
All right, so you guys may enter. Is everybody going inside?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
So Dante and Silva can probably just stay in the.
Yeah, so, I mean,
APC.
like I said, Silva's kind of leading from the command center in the APC, and then we'll keep Dante in there so she can keep watch over the prisoner.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying.
Okay, well, you open the door. You basically go up some stairs. There's like a little awning, and then there's a set of 2 double glass doors. And when you walk in, you're inside a small entryway, and there's a little desk in front of you, a reception desk. There is a receptionist there. Looks like a woman, probably in her 30s or 40s. And then, do you guys see anything when you put your cursor over that?
Just a red box. We don't see like a name or anything, or at least I don't.
Okay, I guess I can just put a female picture there because it is a woman. So yes, you see this woman, clearly receptionist. She's currently answering the phone, and you see that like the lights are blinking on her phone, like several calls are coming in at once. And when you guys stand there for maybe a minute or two, and then eventually she, she's like, please hold. She puts the phone down. And she says, "Can I help you, gentlemen?"
Yes, this is Sergeant Iona. I called ahead. Do you mind if we go back and speak to the marshal about our VIP?
She says, no, that's fine. He should be at the desk just around the wall there. He's got his own separate station. And then she kind of leans back. She's like, "Marshal!" And then she goes back to answering the phones. And yeah, just around the corner from where you are, Hammer. So when you guys go through this opening, you find yourself in the bullpen of the Marshal Station. So it's kind of this, almost like hexagonal shaped room. There are several doors that look like they go off into other sections of the base, and there's a couple, looks like lockers on the north wall, and then there's some other doors on the southern wall. And in here you see there's a big comm station with some monitors, security monitors and things like that. And there's another 2 desks on the south wall, looks like where some of the other deputies would be. But on the right here at this one desk, you do see an older looking man. Looks like he's probably in maybe his 50s or 60s. He doesn't look frail. He's still fairly well built, kind of tall. But he kind of walks around to you guys, and he says,
Is everybody
Sergeant?
joining us in here or no?
I don't know. I only see
Yeah.
2 people right now, so
Yeah,
if you guys
so-
are coming in, you can. Chaplin, are you going inside?
I'm following the sergeant.
Okay.
It won't let me go inside. I've tried. That's
You,
what
you
keeps
have
happening.
to you have to go around the stairs because for some reason it acts as a wall.
Yeah, because it is like it's the
You have to
railing,
actually
that's why.
physically go up the stair case.
Oh.
There you go.
Yeah.
Also, you can move by using your arrow keys as well on your keyboard. So if you can't drag yourself through something, that's probably why. There you go. Okay. So yeah, you guys get into the bullpen, and you can see there's one other marshal. There's one deputy working on, on a computer. It looks like he's working on some cases. And Marshal Himes comes up, and he's kind of extends a hand. He says, "Marshal Himes, Sergeant, what can I do for you?"
Pleasure to meet you. And I take his hand and do a handshake. I called about the drunken disorderly. See, this fellow is actually AWOL, and we're here to take him home.
And what makes you think it's the same guy?
Well, I feel like we should be able to identify him pretty easily if we could take a quick look.
He's like, sure, and he actually turns around to his terminal, and he types in a few keys, hits a few buttons, and then all of you see on the screen, it is a picture of Reese, one of the 4 AWOLs.
Is that a live picture?
He's like, no, it's a mugshot. You can tell.
This man is still here.
Yep, still locked up.
We'd like to see him.
He's like, be my guest, and he motions to this door that's right next to him. He's like, he's in cell number 4.
All
I'm
right.
gonna proceed through
Just
to the
lance
holding
weapon
area.
we're looking for.
Yeah. It's a good first clue, boys.
Okay. So, yeah, you start making your way through, and you can see there's several cells here. These doors should actually be see-through. Let me see if I can, oh, wait, I can't change it here. Let's see. Well, I guess you guys can open the cells just so you can actually see what they look like, because they're set up incorrectly, but, I mean, the cells would be locked normally, so it's not like you actually have, but, I guess they would be kind of like this. Check here.
Yeah, it looks like
So,
the
yeah.
bars are see-through, but the doors aren't right now.
Yeah, they
And
should
it's
be. They should
They're
be.
still good.
It's just how they're because everything in Foundry is like its own separate little wall and icon. But anyway, so you guys get in there, and you can see it's very dimly lit when you get in here. It looks like one of the lights is kind of flickering. You're in this L-shaped hallway. It looks like there's a total of 6 holding cells with a simple cot and a toilet, just like a typical prison cell. And it looks like as you pass the other cells, they are empty. And when you get around the corner, it looks like Reese is the only person in any of the cells. The other ones are all empty. He is, looks like he's passed out on the bed, and he's kind of on his side facing the wall, kind of with his knees tucked up a little bit. Probably because he was, sick or not feeling too great after drinking his heart out.
I mean, is anybody gonna take lead here, or are we gonna
I
ask this
don't
guy
know.
some questions?
It's up to you guys, whatever you do.
Well, Reese. How you feeling this morning?
There is no response.
Can
Answer
we
the
tell that the
sergeant.
man is not?
Oh, what was that, Chaplin?
Answer the sergeant.
Oh, the sergeant wasn't speaking.
Dang. Never mind. Don't answer this person.
I guess I just sound like a bunch of people tonight. He's just sleeping, so, I mean...
Yeah, if he's just fully unconscious, I'm gonna swing back to the marshal, I think, and
Oh, no.
ask.
Wait.
Oh.
I'm gonna take my gun and just, clank it against the bars here.
There's no response.
Yeah, can we see if we can get this door open? Kind of
Yeah,
worried about...
the marshal probably would have unlocked it for you guys. So you guys.
How
can-
far is he away from the, are we talking, less than a meter?
I mean, yeah, it's it's a small cell. It's probably just a couple feet, if that.
Can I whip it out and start pissing on him?
I mean,
How about we don't?
I suppose.
Well, I mean, you haven't seen me do it yet.
True.
I mean, he's standing right next to you. He would probably see that.
Okay, I'm gonna try to whip it out and piss on him.
Can we definitely not do that
When
Why?
you say he, you mean the marshal?
in the marshal's
sorry.
office?
What are you saying?
No.
Rifleman?
I'm whipping it out in the. Dude, I'm in the
He's
cell.
gonna piss on the
Yeah,
Reese guy.
Reese. Yeah.
Because if we have to touch him, I don't want to touch any of your piss.
Are you a Marine or a pussy?
I'm not a fucking degenerate, and I'm your commanding officer. Keep it
You
in
a
your
Marine
goddamn
or a-
pants.
Or a fire hydrant.
Oh,
He's not responsive, sir. How else would you like to wake him up?
well, let's go fucking check him. With our hands.
I'll check him
Okay.
All right, Chaplin.
with
You
my
entered the cell.
hands.
Okay. Okay. You can go into the cell. So you open the door and you walk in over to the bed. And are you just like shaking him?
I use my hands.
All right.
Use hands on prisoner.
Lay on hands. I'm sorry, that's wrong.
Yeah. So you go to shake him, and he doesn't seem to wake. And you shake him a little harder, and you eventually roll him over. And all of you take a point of stress when you see that his chest and his face and his hands are covered in blood. There is a massive hole in his chest, as if something has exploded out of it.
Yes.
Part of his face looks like it's been chewed or torn off, as do the tips of his fingers. And you know, Chaplin, you're a synthetic, so it probably doesn't register with you like with the others, but you probably, maybe take a step back, and as you do, you can hear like the stickiness as you realize you've stepped in a pool of like dried blood that's kind of formed under the bed. And as you step back, you can hear that kind of sticky peeling noise as your boot comes off the floor.
Dead, Sergeant.
Ah, shit. What the fuck killed him?
Wouldn't have been so
Obviously,
bad
the
to piss on him,
exploded
would it?
chest. Well, no, because now we have to bring his body back for autopsy, probably.
I still fail to see the point of what would have been wrong with pissing on him.
Then the education and moral system of our people has failed you.
Are the bars are just open? Can I inspect the cell?
Yeah, give me an observation test. What is
Really
everybody else?
confused. Really confused. Mason, are you a scholar or a Marine?
Technically both, as I am also a scientist.
I'll investigate
All
and
right.
see if the blood leads anywhere, or if it's just pooling under the bed.
Okay. Hammer, what are you doing?
Arguing with Mason.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah, you guys, that's what you
Yeah,
guys are doing.
that's right. I'm having to squabble with this motherfucker.
It's a fucking
Okay.
full-time job right now, goddammit.
All right. Zmijewski, you can go into the cell too if you want to move your token. So you're searching with Chaplin, and then Iona, what are you doing?
My initial instinct was to talk to the marshal about transfer paperwork, but having seen all the viscera, I think I might ask if he's heard any unusual noises from the wing on this side.
Okay.
If I can do so from this.
All right. So
Position or-
let's go through a couple things here.
should
Zmijewski, please give me an observation as well as you're looking around the cell with Chaplin.
Yeah. FYI, Foundry's going like slow-mo now.
It does that sometimes, but
Rad.
you might need to restart, but we'll see what happens.
I've restarted the browser and the game client several times now, and I tried it in like a incognito browser and everything, cleared cache. It's still.
Guess get a better computer, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Is anybody else having lag problems, or just Justin?
No.
I'm not
Seems
seeing
okay to me.
anything.
It's not me. It's you. It's definitely you.
Yeah, it was fine up until about 5 minutes ago.
Oh well, So, the two of you are searching around. You don't really find anything else in here. You do see a little bit of a blood trail now that you look. So you rolled a little bit better here, Zmijewski. You see that there's a little spots of dry blood. It's hard to see because it's so dark in here, and the floor is like dark concrete, and the blood, it's dried up at this point. But it does look like some stuff heads out of the cell. It's a very small trail, but you do eventually kind of pick up on it. It looks like it goes out the door. As the two of you are kind of looking through here and trying to figure out what the hell happened, Iona, as you walk through the door to go back and talk with Marshal Himes, you feel and then you see and hear what sounds like something splash on your shoulder. And you look, and there's this glob of what looks like a big, like, loogie on the shoulder plate of your armor.
Gross.
Do I see that?
You two are busy looking in the cells. This is what Iona sees over here as he's walking towards the marshal.
I'm gonna look around for the source of that. Up, presumably?
Yes, you look up, and basically in the doorway, just above the door, there is this dark, organic shape that looks almost like a hammock, but it's clearly made of some sort of organic material. It's kind of a darkish, almost black color, and it kind of shines when you put your light up there, and it looks like it's dripping and it's wet, and you can see it moves as if something pulsates from inside. And then as you kind of stare at this in shock, you see that this thing opens up and this large black shape kind of splots out of it onto the ground right in front of you.
Do we hear this?
Yes. You all eventually hear this. Iona, I'm gonna put you right here because it's falling where you were standing. So I'm gonna put it on the map here. And then I will need everyone to increase their stress by 1. And then I will need everyone to please roll initiative.
All right. Got it.
It says there's no active combat encounter.
Oh, sorry, I gotta start one. Hold on. Okay, there you go. You should be able to do it now.
Nice.
Okay, I gotta find the critter. All right. Go ahead and roll.
Awesome.
Rip. Definitely don't want to be the last person to go.
Yes.
I need
Exactly what I wanted.
I need Chaplin and who else?
I'm trying.
Zmijewski. Oh, is it? Here, I can put you on there if it's being laggy for you.
Where do I click at, Chris?
You right click your token and then left click on the sword and shields.
I did.
Zmijewski.
Yep, and then click the dice on the initiative tracker. Should be good to go. Wonderful. Okay. So, Hammer, you are first to act as you all hear this thing when it thuds onto the ground in a disgusting, sloppy, wet mess. You see that there is something. It's almost like it's like a placental sac that hits the ground, and you can see this thing is kind of pulling itself out of this disgusting mass.
Yeah, I don't hesitate. I'm running over there to shoot it.
Okay.
Can
all
I
right,
get right up into next to Iona?
Well, he's basically engaged because it dropped right next to him.
Okay, so can I
Yeah, you could be
I'll
like
pop
right
it,
behind him. Yep.
All right.
Okay, give me a ranged attack, please. Now this
Alright.
time, be sure you click on your weapon when you attack, rather than the skill.
Yeah, so inventory, ranged weapon, smart gun.
If that's what you're using, yep.
Yes.
Okay.
And right click it. No modifier, right?
No modifiers, no. Ooh, oh man, you got 4 stress already. Damn. All right, so you panic. So we need a stress roll or panic roll first.
Oh yeah, what am I allowed to do here?
Well, if you get a 10 or more, your action fails. So roll that
Yeah, but
first.
it says, but instead of panicking in the face of mortal danger, you can turn your fear into aggression, so you get to trigger the overkill effect when you make a panic roll.
Oh, that's right. You have the talent. Okay. Let me check overkill. Let me see what that does for you.
You still want me to make a panic table roll, right?
Yeah. Roll it just in case.
Keeping it together.
Okay. So it doesn't matter. But let's look up overkill while we're talking about it here. So let's see.
And I also have the talent menacing, Chris, which allows me for manipulation to always use my strength.
Okay.
Just as
All right. So overkill, you don't run and hide when the going gets tough. Instead of panicking in the face of mortal danger, you can turn your weapon into aggression. You can use it as a weapon against your enemy. You can trigger the overkill effect when you make a panic roll. And then that means, let me check this other page here. The overkill talent lets you replace the effect of a panic roll of 11 or higher with the overkill effect if you have any enemies in sight. When you trigger overkill, you must immediately attack your enemies, and you will not stop until you or all enemies in sight are broken. Also, all other PCs in short range of you must make an immediate panic roll
Oh,
as you go fucking nuts. So, well, that's pretty good. So, it's weird that it's an 11 and not a 10, because 10 is where you start to freak out. But it says 11 here, so assume that's.
so
what it
that's
means.
what is that 5, 6? That's 3 damage.
Well, remember the first hit does the base damage of your weapon. So how much is that?
That's let me go back. I pulled up my character screen.
Oh, it's right here on the screen
Base,
on your
base
roll.
damage is 3. Yes.
Okay, so what do you want to use your stunts for?
Whatever I can murder further. Let's see. I need to pull up the stunt. And
Yeah,
then-
if you go to your character sheet
Skill
on
checks.
skills, you can click on the little green box next to range combat, and it'll pop up.
Yeah, I want to do inflict 1 additional damage, and I would like to choose that multiple times.
Okay, so that'll be a total of 5 damage to this thing. Now you do panic, so you do run through your ammo. You empty the clip, so you'll need
Okay.
to reload in order to proceed here. So I need to roll
Bring
armor.
that down to 1.
Not until you reload. You actually have to
Oh,
use the
okay.
reload. So you have 2. Your gun is empty, and that is armor piercing, correct?
Let me look. How do I find out if it's armor piercing?
You're gonna. Well, I know that it is, but so you guys know, you want to click on the little pencil icon at the end of the item, and then it'll show you.
I see. It's a heavy class.
In the description, it should tell you. Hold on, I'm pulling up your sheet here. You see in the comment.
Yeah. Oh, armor piercing, full
Yeah.
auto. Sorry, I went
Yep.
too far
Yeah.
into the description. Got it.
Okay. All right, so it is armor piercing. So let's see what happens to the alien here. It blocks 1, so it is going to take 4 points of damage. All right. So, I guess I didn't have to have that a secret roll, but that's fine. So, Hammer, you jump into action. Your training kicks in, and you move up, and you just unload at this thing, and you strike it multiple times, your gun eventually goes click as you burn through all the ammo, and as you hit this thing, you can see chunks of it blowing apart and flying off. The thing is hissing and growling in rage, and parts of this like sack that it's trying to get off is also getting torn to bits. Everybody hears it. It's deafening because you're in this enclosed kind of echoey area as Hammer just screams and pulls down the trigger. Unfortunately, to everybody's horror, especially to Iona's horror, as this blood splurts out everywhere, you see not red, but kind of a yellowish liquid, and everywhere it hits, you can see it starts to burn and fizzle, including on your teammate here.
No.
Here we go. My arch nemesis.
Yep.
AOE
Acid
damage.
Yeah.
So it was total 5 damage, and it blocked 1, so it took 4. So you're taking acid splash here of 12. Off private roll so you guys can enjoy the horror. Oh, that rolled more than 12 dice. What the hell? Hold on. What the hell's going
Don't keep
on?
rolling. You rolled 1. Take the 1.
There we go.
Oh my god.
What the hell? 2, 4, 6, 8.
It's 20.
Why is it 20? Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Because I was adding 12 damage, not 4 damage.
No.
Okay, we'll
do
go-
one of the other ones.
we'll go with the 1.
Yay.
I rolled that like 400 times, so I'm sorry. So you do take a little bit of acid damage, so you can go ahead and roll your armor, which I believe is 6 for a Marine.
Yeah.
Okay, so you block it, so you don't take the damage, but it does burn through your armor, so go ahead and reduce your armor by 1 point. And then we are on to Zmijewski.
Are there any like preemptive or held actions I can take, like an Overwatch or something?
Yes, there is Overwatch. It can only be done with a ranged weapon. Basically, it takes a fast action to go into Overwatch, and then you basically just say, okay, if this happens, then I open fire. And then
Okay.
you hold Overwatch until you use it or until your next turn.
Okay, yeah, so I'm just gonna... I can still move though, right? I just have to get my fast action to do that?
Yes, but then when it's your turn to attack, it would take your slow action to attack, so if you move, you would be using both your actions.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'll use my fast action to hold my pulse rifle at the ready.
Okay.
I'm not gonna fire anymore while homie's up close right there. But I'm gonna hold for the other holding area down the hall over here.
Okay.
So not the hall where they're already engaging. I'm gonna look the other way and keep mindful eyes to the sky.
Okay. That's good. All right. Mason, you are next.
Okay. I guess the alien pretty much did its death scream, as far as I understood, right? I mean,
It
we
doesn't look like
wouldn't
it's
know, but
It
like-
doesn't look like it's dead. It's still moving and it looks pissed.
okay. Am I able to like move up to the corner here, and then draw line of sight, and start throwing lead down its way?
I'm gonna say you're gonna be at -2 because you got some buddies in the way.
Okay, then I'll do the same thing as Stanley, and Overwatch,
Okay.
and request you guys clear the line of fire.
All right. Well, Iona, since your teammates aren't killing the alien, it's gonna try to kill you. So thank them when it tears you in half here.
Well, somebody did.
That's true. It's true.
Well, Hammer.
I love that app description. Well, thank them when it tears you in half.
Okay. Well, why is it not on the right attack here? Hold
Like
on.
Megatron ripping Jazz apart in Transformers.
Okay, the drone. Well, actually, I'm sorry. Let me on its first action, it gets out of its like cocoon basically. So it spends its first action doing that. So then at 5, it has its second action, hypnotic gaze. So this thing stands to its full height over you, Iona, and it is this terrifying black-skinned creature with a elongated head, a writhing tail that's segmented and ends in a wicked barb. It stands bipedal like a man, but its limbs, especially its arms, are far longer and have what looks like 6 fingers with, very, very long claws, and a mouth that is filled with disturbing metallic colored teeth. And you can see all this slime and goo kind of dripping off of it as it pulls itself free, and it lurches over you, and it feels like it's looking at you despite the thing having no eyes, just this smooth kind of forehead where its eyes should be. So you gain 1 stress as you feel like this thing could just instantly kill you if it wanted to, and you must make a panic roll. Okay, well, your nerves of steel keep you in check, and then we are up to Chaplin. What do you do?
Am I allowed to pass?
I mean, yeah, if you don't want to do anything.
Yeah, can I hold until I don't know what I'm allowed to hold to, but I would like to hold my turn.
There's no hold action in this game other than Overwatch.
Just pass. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
just pass. That's fine.
Okay. Which, by the way, Free League I love, because I fucking hate the hold initiative action in other games, so good job, Free League. Iona, there's acid bubbling through your armor. Luckily, it did not get to your skin, but you are in basically melee range with this thing. Your teammates are shouting for you to get out of the way. Looks like Hammer's about to reload his gun with a big grin on his face. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to disengage here.
Okay, I'll need a mobility test. If you
Back up as
pass,
much as possible.
you are fine. If you fail, it gets an attack of op, and then you can move. Oh no.
Oh boy.
Okay, roll the stress. Oh, even worse. You start to tremble and gain -2 on agility rolls. So you fail the roll, so it gets an attack of opportunity as you try to escape. And it is playing with its prey. The Xeno attacks, but not to kill. You are knocked to the ground and drop all handheld items, but otherwise take no damage. It then stands over you, taunting you to run so the game can go on. You gain another stress and must make another panic test.
Awesome. Let's keep them coming. Now, does that one kick it? No, that's the attack. Okay.
And
'Cause
you
some
do get here though, as it knocks you to the ground, so you're no longer engaged.
Oh, great. I have
Okay.
that. Does that just pop it up?
Yeah,
one,
it should
that
go
how that
up.
works?
It might be because you have nerves of steel that it's getting messed up. But yeah, so you'll go up to 9, which is drop item, which doesn't matter because you already dropped your items. So your gun, I'm assuming you had a gun, falls to the floor. Oh, yeah, that's right. You're the other Smartgunner. Oh, that's no good. That's no good.
No, I'm a smart gunner.
Well,
Or
so is he.
both. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's the end of the round. Back to Hammer. It is
Oh,
a
you-
slow action to reload.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So I can't reload and fire at them?
No. 'Cause
What if I switch weapons?
If you drop the smart gun, you can draw your other weapon for a fast action and then fire for a slow action.
So I could do that in a turn.
Yes.
All right, that would be more inclined to what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my pistol out and proceed
Okay.
to jam it down this fucking thing's throat and just blow this thing to smithereens.
All right. Well, go ahead and pull a Vasquez here and open fire.
And service pistol.
Yep. Make sure that's equipped, and then be sure you roll that. So click on the pistol to make the attack.
Oh. Wait a minute, I need to move the...
Just left click and right click on the icons. It'll switch them.
Oops.
That's smart gun.
Yeah, I was
le-
trying to do
No,
that
you,
too.
you left click or right click on the picture of the weapon or the item,
Oh,
and
okay.
it'll move it. Yep. There you go.
If it's
Okay.
active, you have to right click it, it looks like.
Okay, Hammer, you do hit, but you need to make a panic roll here.
Yep. Keeping it together.
Wow.
Nice.
What a king.
That's your goddamn
Right.
fucking right. I'm just kidding.
However, you do empty that clip as well as you just
Goddamn.
are pulling the
Oh.
trigger nonstop, making it just fucking die. I assume you're just going to do all damage with your
Yeah.
successes?
That's correct.
Well, 3 more damage. Let's see what that'll do. It gets its full complement of armor this time, and it blocks 2 of them, so it takes another point of damage. More acid splurts everywhere, but it does not. It does not go down. Zmijewski, it's your turn. You don't during that turn on Overwatch. You don't see anything. You don't see anything in the other hallway. Looks clear.
Have I noticed there's some space between this thing and my squad?
Yes, now they're and keep in mind that Iona's on the ground because he got knocked over, so you have a clear shot now.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and take my time, take some aim, and show people why I am a gunner.
All right, if you take the aim action, you get +2 dice to your roll.
Woo!
So it'd be a fast action to aim, slow action to fire.
Blam!
Do you want to push?
Yeah, blam!
Oh,
Oh my god.
how many is that? 6?
6.
That was 6.
God
Are
damn,
you
son.
doing all damage?
Oh yeah.
We put you down the squad. We won't say any names though. And it gets 2 successes, which means it's going to take 4 points of damage. And cool as a cucumber, Zmijewski just opens fire as you hit the ground, Iona, and this thing is just torn to shreds as bullets rip through it, and it falls to the ground in a screech. Zmijewski, would you please... Do you have access to the critical damage table for xenomorphs?
Mm-hmm.
It's on the rollable tables tab between the journals and the music.
Roll.
Please roll. Yes.
Sweet.
We're doing full rules here. This is no kids mode. Torn apart, instant death. The xenomorph is torn apart or crushed amidst shrieks of rage. Severely mutilated. It can only be analyzed at a -2. So yes, it is well and thoroughly dead as you just gun it down.
This is how you make borscht.
I approach it swiftly.
All right. Everybody's stress can go down by 1 when you see this thing die. Although
I
it
am
does take quite a bit of
fucking
ammo.
pissed. I am absolutely pissed that this motherfucker just killed him.
I will
Uh,
commend Stanley, whose last name I have trouble pronouncing. Good job.
Chaplin, you walk up to this thing really quickly. What do you do?
Am I carrying anything that would allow me to, like, pick it up? I mean, it's a big xenomorph, right?
Oh yeah, this thing's probably 7-8 feet tall at its full height.
Get a smaller piece of it though.
Would I know what this is or don't know what this is?
Let me send you a message here in Discord to tell you exactly what you know.
I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the smart gun that I dropped and try to compose myself. slap Hammer on the shoulder and be like, "Thank you, great shot."
We'll get rid of your panic here. That'll eventually go away after a couple minutes. Hammer,
I have no
if you'd
idea
like.
what this is.
Hammer, if you'd like, you can reload at this point.
Reloaded, yep.
Yeah, I would assume. So you burn 1 reload for each of your weapons because they both
Yep.
went empty. Yeah, I'm sorry, what did you say, Chaplin?
I announced to the party as I inspect it. I have no idea what this is. I need to look at it more closely.
If you'd like to give me an observation roll, Chaplin, you may do so.
At -2.
That's if you're using the analyze talent. I don't think she actually has that talent. No,
I'll
she-
message Silva and let her know what the fuck just happened.
Yeah,
And
well,
that our only lead seems to be dead.
she sees that on the feeds back in
Okay.
the APC, and she can hear it all, and she's obviously just as shocked as you guys are. So Chaplin, you probably kneel down to take a look at this thing as the marshals, and there's all sorts of panic and some shouts from out in the bullpen, but things begin to calm down, and you're taking a look over this thing, and there's chunks of it that have been blown apart by the smart gun fire. And you can see, and you don't have to be any sort of scientist to tell that this thing's blood is some sort of acidic, type of blood, and it's eaten through like some of the door and some of the ceiling and the floor and the walls where it's landed. And then you can probably see like on Iona's chest of his armor, there's like a small hole where acid ate through, but luckily it didn't do any more damage to him. What do you all do?
I'm gonna try to punt this thing in the head and grab it, well, what would appear to be a head. And proceed to... Are you done analyzing it, by the way?
Oh yeah.
Okay, alright. Yeah, I'm gonna start carrying this thing through the bullpen and out the front door.
Give me a strength test.
No
Not
modifiers.
a strength test. Give me a stamina test.
Stamina test, alright. Nothing,
Is,
right?
is it in like pieces?
No, I mean it's still
Okay.
a bulk creature, but parts of it have been chunked off of it. Give me a panic roll, Hammer.
Keeping it together.
All right. So you are trying to drag this thing by the tail. That seems to be the only safe way to try to like touch it right now. And as you're moving it, some of the blood is spilling out, and it's like burning the floor. And I mean, you're dragging it, but it's heavy as fuck. And all of you are kind of watching this ridiculous scene as he's like grunting and like like slowly like pulling it like maybe like a couple inches at a time and leaving a small trail of acid burns on the floor. Marshall's like, what the hell you doing, man?
It's fucking Reese. Maybe if you did your job, this wouldn't have happened.
He's like, that thing killed the drunk? What?
Talk to the sergeant.
Let's see. Hey, Iona, come with me. I'm gonna go back over and oh, I can't get into that room. I have to go through the room, through the door. Yeah,
Through the door. Yep.
and then want to check to see if he has any, I don't know, PDAs or whatever, phones or anything on him.
That's a fair thought. Let's see. You do find on him, he's got marine armor. Actually, no, he doesn't. They don't have armor. You do see that in his pocket, he's got a folded up letter of some sort. Other than that, doesn't look like he has anything else really on him.
All right. Anything important in the letter, or just like drunken rambling?
You start to read it over, and it looks like it's an old breakup letter from a girlfriend of his.
Okay.
Looks like it's it's worn. You can tell that he's probably read it quite often.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, I'll fold it up and hand it to Iona. I don't know.
All right.
Keep it.
I look at it, puzzled. Say if you could try to carbon date it, as long as it's older than 24 hours. I think probably not important.
Probably. Yeah. So I guess we should all just reconvene with Silva and see what we need to do next. If she's seen anything like this before.
Yeah, I guess
So-
on the comms is like, do we need to bring his
The
corpse
body.
back? Does anybody care about that?
So was like, you ain't fuck no, you're not bringing that thing on the APC. It'll eat right through the fucking floor.
The
What about
the
Reese's
human's
corpse?
corpse?
Reese's corpse, the one we're
Oh.
at right now.
She's like, yeah, bag his ass up.
Oh boy.
All right, let's get a body bag from the bullpen and then pop him in.
Okay. Yeah, Himes, he'll get you guys that. He's trying to get everybody else calm down. And at one point you do see that another Colonial Marshal looks like he came out of this this room on the south part of the bullpen, and see what's going on with all the gunfire and everything, and everybody seems freaked out. Looks like they're having a hard time going back to work, but the marshal eventually he kind of talking to you guys like, what the hell is going on here in my station? Like, who is this guy? What is the deal here?
Definitely classified, need to know, and you don't need to know. What I need to know is how that thing killed him and how none of you knew.
He's
Yeah,
like,
did you not hear that? Was there anybody else in that wing?
he's like, no, he's the only prisoner we have.
You have no videotape, no cameras of the wings.
Let me check. The GM does not know the answer to that. Hold on, let me
Okay.
check.
Okay. Start grilling this motherfucker.
Yeah, I think they would have a camera in there. Would seem silly if they didn't. Yeah, there's probably a camera in the corner right here that can look down like both hallways. And yeah, so is everybody coming out to kind of look at the security footage when he's checking on it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I don't see any reason not to.
Okay. All right, so yeah, he brings you guys over here to this where it says comms, and there's like this big security thing. It looks like it has access to security feeds all over the colony, but obviously there's some internal ones here as well. And he pulls up, kind of goes through some footage, over the last 8 to 12 hours, and you see that he's brought in the night before. He clearly looks drunk. He's barely able to stand, as like one of the deputies is kind of like half hauling him, half escorting him into the cell. And then sometime later, you see that you almost miss it at first, but you see a small sliver of movement kind of dart across the floor, and you see some tiny little creature, and it looks like it comes from the direction of his cell. And then it looks like it goes out of view of the camera, but it goes in the direction of where you saw the big egg sack thing. Because the thing that it came out of was like hanging up in the ceiling, like in this dark corner, and the camera is more kind of looking down, obviously towards the doors and the ground. So where it was hanging, it was out of line of sight of the camera. And, the marshal looks at you guys kind of confused. He's like, where the fuck did this thing come from?
It came out of the body of Reese.
He's like, you think that little fucking thing on the camera turned into this?
Unless nobody until today has ever looked at that corner of the cell. That seems maybe the best explanation.
Man, as if we didn't have enough problems around here. He kind of looks at it. He's like, you guys got anything that you can do to clean this thing up?
What?
He's like, you're not just gonna leave it here, are you? It can't be
We
safe.
fucking killed this thing, and you want us to play cleanup?
Yeah, didn't you hear us shooting in there? Didn't want
Yeah,
to pop in and check it out?
I could see from the door, Sergeant.
Humble my ass. Fucking, I just start walking away.
Do we do we know if there's any like protocol for this? We've never seen a creature like this.
I
Got a
mean,
hazards guy, right?
you being the CBRN specialist would probably be thinking some sort of quarantine protocol at the minimum. It is some sort of biological life, and it's clearly alien in nature, so you don't know. It could be hazardous in some way. I mean, it's obviously not safe to leave it lying around because it's bleeding acid all over the place.
Right. Do you guys have I don't know, like a... This is just a marshal's office. They probably don't have like a solitary confinement wing or anything like that.
No, I mean, all they have an interrogation room, but he's like, that's in use right now.
I'm sorry, why is your interrogation room in use?
Because someone's interrogating someone in it. He looks at you, Mason, like, this fucking guy, really? Like, did he just ask that question?
I'm sorry, would you like me to spill more acid around here, or do you want us to be a smartass?
Just pour some baking soda on it, it'll be fine.
Right? It'll rub out. Does Silva know if, like, Fort Nebraska wants us to... Because this is somehow connected to the person or people we're searching for. Does she want us to bring this or set up some kind of, I don't know, unit to come pick this thing up?
I think we should do a full sweep of this station before we leave.
She's like, yeah, I agree with Hammer on that. Definitely check the place out. She's like, I'll report it in, but, any of you bring any incinerator units with you?
Yeah, I have an incinerator unit with me.
She's like, well then light that fucking thing up and get rid of it. She's like, you just want to leave it there.
Okay. Is it just okay to light that thing up in the middle of the fucking bullpen?
I mean, it's not. It probably better to. Well, she's like, no, don't bring it outside. People are gonna see it and freak the fuck out. She's
How
like,
about bring it
drag.
into one of the cells.
She's like, yeah, drag it back into the holding area. You know, that should have less
combustibles.
Combustible. Thank you, Sergeant. I'm sorry, I'm all fucking stressed out here. What the fuck?
Give me the
both.
Give me the incinerator unit. I'll take care of it.
All right. Do you drag it back into the holding area?
Yeah, I'll drag it back into the holding area.
Okay.
Do we have Reese's body?
Yeah, we bag his body up.
Okay, yeah, we'll assume you do that. What about Chaplin and Zmijewski? What are you two doing?
I'm watching everything thoughtfully.
Well, you can see that you hear all this on the comms, and then you see that Hammer's getting ready to char this thing with the incinerator.
I encourage that.
Okay.
Yeah. Very much so.
That. How does an
But
android encourage?
We all saw the video, and I did an investigation. Is there any way to have seen, like, where the little thing came, or evidence of the little thing, since people are questioning whether or not this big thing has transitioned from that?
I mean, to the best of anyone's guess, it seems like that's the case, because you didn't see the little thing like leave the holding area. It went like out of line of sight of the camera. and you certainly didn't see this big thing like stomp in and then hang up in the corner. So you're fairly confident the little thing came from Reese, and all of your best guess is that it somehow grew into this thing in the span of a couple hours, which is pretty terrifying to all of you.
Can I inspect the thing it was hanging from?
Sure, yeah. You take a closer look now, and as far as you can tell, it looks like some sort of... It almost looks like a cocoon, like that you'd see from like an insect. Obviously far bigger and much more disgusting. It's kind of freshly wet and slimy and kind of gooey.
We should destroy this as well.
All right, toss it in.
You can probably just scorch it up in the corner. Like, the holding area is mostly like metal and brick, so there's not a... Other than the beds, there's really nothing that's combustible back here. So... Okay, Zmijewski. Oh my god, I can't do it. Stanley.
Stanley.
What do you
Join the
do?
club.
Yeah, right. See, after a few hours, I can't even do it myself.
I know, yeah.
I'm going to kind of keep like circling. I guess I'm not convinced or satisfied with the amount of shooting that I've done yet. So I'm gonna keep scanning with the intention of. I mean, I guess this thing fell from the ceiling, right? Yeah, I'm gonna keep scanning like up above if there's anything in the ceiling, any openings or anything else that would surprise us.
Well, there's really no need for a test. As you kind of look around, this door on the far left leads to a hallway that leads to the restrooms, and you check there and you don't find anything. These three doors on the south wall are like storage closets, and these doors on the north wall you can tell are some sort of lockers, either like a weapons locker or maybe a personal locker for each marshal and each deputy, you're not sure. And then the door here on the south, that leads into a hallway which has the interrogation room and the viewing room in there. You don't see anything in any of those rooms. I mean, they don't let you into the interrogation room because they're actively interrogating somebody, but you know, you can probably go into the viewing room at least and check, and you check the ceilings and you don't find anything else anywhere in the station. Seems clean to you.
Can we see the person they're interrogating?
Well, I suppose Zmijewski does. You see a man that matches the description of the guy that they told you about back at the bar. A short, bald man.
In the interrogation room?
Yes. Looks like one of the deputies is questioning him.
It's a fucking...
I'll make my way back towards Chaplin and say, looks like your suspect's being interrogated right now.
Which suspect? We've got like 4.
The bald one, I guess.
Oh. I will go over to the deputy marshal. Who's the suspect you have in the interrogation right now?
Oh, that guy? He types in some commands on the terminal, and he pulls up like a similar profile to what you guys saw for Reese, but this one seems much more complete and detailed. He says, the man's name is Ivan Stoles. He is a known insurgent, and well, we've been trying to question him about a few things.
Okay. Just a second. I'll ask Sylvia to ask prisoner 1 about if he knows an Ivan Stoles.
I'm sorry, you asked Silva that?
Yeah, because the prisoner should be with her.
Oh, okay, yeah. She says, you can hear her asking, and like a couple seconds goes by, and she's like, Yeah, I think that's the guy from the bar. I think he's definitely one of them.
Great. Deputy, your prisoner in the interrogation room has just become a suspect for a Marine Corps investigation.
All right.
We're going to need to talk to him. Preferably in the interrogation room that you have right now.
Yeah, that's fair. And he calls in. You know, he probably goes and gets the other guy or calls the deputy, and eventually the deputy will come out, and the marshal says, "All right." He's like, "It's all yours, Sergeant. Help yourself."
We need all the recording to be cut off completely for this. This is absolutely confidential military stuff. Otherwise, we'll have to take him back with us.
Give me a manipulation roll for that.
4 successes.
Damn.
Wow.
Wow, on 5 dice? What the
Yeah, man.
fuck? That's pretty good. Pretty good.
Apparently,
Sounds
God wills it.
God wills it.
There's
You can see that he kind of crosses his arms and he shifts his weight kind of uncomfortably, and he's like, "All right, Sergeant, if that's how it's got to be, I understand."
All right. And I'll pull the rest of the squad together.
Okay.
Do any of you want to stay out here and make sure they don't turn any of the listening devices back on?
I will.
I'm not one for subtlety.
Okay, so Chaplin's got this. Sounds good.
Well, I have to still take care of burning this thing.
You're probably done at this point, Hammer.
Okay.
With everything
All right.
else, so.
I'm gonna head back into the bullpen then.
Okay.
Just get
All right.
fucking pumped. I'm gonna inject a stimulant as well.
Just whoa!
Do you actually have any on you? In your...
I have 4.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I needed extra on me, but 4's gonna do it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 4 X stims. Okay, we'll check. I know there's actually rules for that.
Okay.
So
For stim addiction.
Yeah, I don't remember what they do off the top of my head, but I'll check.
I have to
okay.
use them regularly. Otherwise, I get stress points.
He has to. Yeah.
God
That's...
damn.
Okay, so you and Chaplin are out in the bullpen. What are the other 3 of you doing?
Let's
I
go
guess-
talk to our new friend.
Who's doing the interrogating or the questioning?
Zmijewski, do you want to come with? Iona?
Hey, call me if you want somebody to throw a few punches in there. All right.
Definitely will call you.
There is no need for Hammer to come. Zmijewski is all you need.
Zmijewski's on the case.
Okay. Iona, are you staying or going in? There's also an observation room. The interrogation room is this one here, and then the other one is the viewing room. You know, with the one-way mirror or two-way mirror.
See, I'm not bad at observation, but
Yeah, I think as long as
Well-
we have a good cop, bad cop, then the third person can
Well,
be in the
all right.
observation.
Iona, Zmijewski, you guys go in, do your good cop, bad cop. I'll watch from the outside.
Okay. Sounds good. I dig it. All right, so yeah, you guys can go into your respective rooms, and when you get in there, there is a single table, and there's a chair on either side of the table, and sitting in the chair furthest from the door is a man that you've come to learn is named Ivan Stoles, and he matches the description of what Faye, the android, told you back at the bar. And then in your side, Mason, there's 2 chairs that are facing the mirror, so you can see through. So you can take a seat there as your 2 Marines walk in to question this guy.
She'll stand very close to the mirror.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, what do you 2 do? You can tell that he obviously looks a little nervous when the 2 of you walk in.
I'm gonna put my best mean mugging face on and keep my arms crossed and just like stare at him.
You can tell you walk in as well that this guy is kind of sweating profusely, and as you walk in and cross your arms, you see that he's like kind of itching / like kind of rubbing his chest. Looks like he's maybe having a little trouble breathing really heavily.
I'm gonna walk in and ask, "Hey, Ivan, how long have you been cooped up in here?"
Too long.
Like
I
all day
Yeah.
since last night, or just in the morning?
Probably a couple hours.
Ah, that's too bad.
Who are you exactly?
Oh, I'm Sergeant Iona, and this is my friend.
Private Zmijewski.
His eyes kind of dart back and forth between the two of you. Like, any chance I could get a glass of water, Sergeant? And you see he's kind of like grabbing his chest again a little bit.
Is it really hot in here, or you just...
Are you
Like
asking
parched.
me or are you asking him?
Him.
He's like, hey, yeah, I just got a little heartburn. That's all. I probably something I ate.
Well, we could probably get you a glass of water. I just wanted to ask first about our mutual friend, Reese.
He kind of straightens up a little bit when you say the name.
So you are all out drinking yesterday, right? Can you tell us a little bit about what you talked about? You made any plans for today? Go out for a nice making snow angels out there?
No, just some drinks at the bar with some friends.
I'm just gonna go find a glass of water.
Okay.
I'll grab you that.
All right.
I'll take the seat directly across from him. I'll turn it around, sit in it,
Okay.
and I'll
Yep.
crack my knuckles and then kind of put one hand over the other and just place him on the table and keep staring at him. I'm not going to say anything.
He looks nervous. He kind of keeps rubbing his chest a little bit, and he's looking a little pale, a little sickly.
Do I get the sense that he's kind of erratic right now?
No more than you'd expect someone in his situation.
Okay, so he just seems nervous, not panicked in any way.
I mean, I think that's a little hard to tell the difference. I mean, he's not like screaming or trying to get away or anything, but yeah, he definitely looks nervous. But like I said, he looks a little sickly too.
Is there anything in the interrogation room that looks off or out of place?
No, it's pretty much barren in here. It's just the table and the two chairs. That's it. And there's a security camera obviously in the corner.
Who was previously in here? Which of the officers was in here before?
One of the two deputies was.
And they didn't leave anything behind, right? And this guy is restrained right now in the chair?
He's not restrained, no.
Oh.
But
Okay.
he hasn't. I mean, he hasn't made any moves, do anything hostile.
Yeah, I'm going to so I'm just gonna sit up a little straighter now because he's not stopping squirming, and just look him in the eyes and say, "Don't you think you've had enough of that by now? Can't you sit still?"
He's like, sorry, I just, I really want to get out of here.
Well, you're not going to be out of here for a while now. So quit your squirming. And I'm going to start kind of picking at my... I guess like picking it under my nails with my knife now. Just kind of, again, trying to like be nonchalant about it and like not pay attention to him per se, but just make it known that I kind of don't care what he's doing at the moment.
Okay.
I'm just going to keep him in my peripherals though.
All right. Well, at this point, Iona comes back with the
I'm gonna pop back
glass
in.
of water.
So yeah, I offer him the glass of water, and think
It's like, thanks, Sergeant. I appreciate that. And he starts to just kind of chug it.
sure thing. If you're feeling under the weather, I guess I'm hesitant to tell you about this, but Reese has died of a mysterious illness. If you're feeling strange, please let us know.
He looks a little befuddled when you say that. He doesn't really seem he doesn't really seem to know how he should react to that. He looks very confused.
Are you sure you were just out drinking and that was it? Or because, well, I don't know how to say this, but incredible internal injuries befell Reese, and we're just trying to get to the bottom of things. So anything you could tell us about what you two were doing or talking about yesterday would ensure the safety of you and the other colonists on this planet.
Give me a manipulation roll. And you can have +1 because you got your buddy here. Playing with his knife. Okay, give me your stress roll first.
Oh boy.
Or your panic roll.
Whoa.
Okay, you're good. So he kind of looks nervously at Zmijewski, and then he looks back at you and down at the glass of water, and finally he goes, look, their sergeant, the one in charge, her name's Wojcik. She was picked up by some others, and she's offering the UPP stolen intelligence, and she and her Marines claim they had smuggled a bioweapon out of the base.
A bioweapon. I suppose that makes sense.
Yeah, something about bioweapon samples. It sounded like important stuff. Definitely would be useful. So I know they picked her up. They captured her.
You say they, is that UPP agents or insurgents?
You can tell he's referring to insurgents.
Okay. With the insurgents, I suppose, I'm doing a quick out of character one. We know that, I guess from what the marshal told us, he's a known insurgent. Is that presumably something we would be able to grill him for? It's like, isn't that you?
Yeah, well, yeah, the marshal told you he's a suspected insurgent, and what he's saying seems to confirm that without you even really having to ask it. So you're guessing that like he's cracking a little bit.
Okay. Well, Ivan, if they picked him up, where do you think they would take Wojak?
Give me another manipulation roll for that one. Oh man, terrible.
Great.
Roll that panic roll.
Oh my gosh.
All right, you're okay, but he doesn't say anything. He won't give up any information with that.
If he's stonewalling, I'm gonna try and startle him, and I'm gonna slam the pommel of the knife on the table.
Okay.
And just tell him to stop playing around. We don't have time for this.
All right. Give me a. You can give me a manipulation, but you can use your strength here because you're obviously trying to intimidate him.
Hold on, it froze on me again. 1 second.
Oh, no.
I don't know what it is. It's like I realize what it is. It's over caching in Chrome. So like it won't release the cache at one point, and you have to manually close it.
Okay. Well, I can do the roll for you here. Do you have
Yeah.
any? Strength. Okay. So.
Yeah, there it goes.
Whoops. I did private roll. You do not have any successes. Do you want to push?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you panic, but you have 3 successes. Roll stress for me, please. Crushing it.
Let me.
Just want me to roll it for you?
It's faster-ish. No? Okay. Stress. Go stress.
All right, you're good. You see, you slam your knife down, and he's like, "Oh, okay. I'll talk. He's like, "Look. I don't know where they took Wojcik, but the plan was to bring her to the old refinery, and hand her over to the UPP."
And you're sure there's nothing else you're leaving out?
Yeah. That's it. That's all I know. They were gonna, bring her there, and that's the rendezvous point to meet with the UPP agents.
I'll shoot a glance back to Iona to see what they think of the response. I'm not good at reading people, just scaring them.
Sounds like as good a lead as any. Suppose we should roll out.
Okay. Well, I think with that revelation will be a good place to call it for this evening, as we have just reached our allotted time. So that will be it for episode 1 of Destroyer of Worlds. Thank you for joining us tonight, listeners. And be sure to check us out on Facebook and on Spreaker, where we have the podcast hosted. Drop us a line. Be sure to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and all that good stuff. Thank you to my players for coming back to the world of Alien. We're in for a fun, bumpy ride, as they say.
Yeah, it
You
was
had me-
fun.
You had me
That
going there for a
Yes.
second. For a while, I thought it might just be like cops versus rebels kind of thing. Just like, oh, this is interesting, of like world building in the Alien universe of mostly
So-
humans fighting.
So our agendas remain until the end of this whole act, right?
Correct. Yes, we are still in Act 1, and I will, if it's not obvious, I will definitely let you guys know when Act 1 comes to an end. So you will continue with those agendas until said thing. But some good progress made tonight. That's about where I thought we would get, give or take. So I think we're pretty good here. So we will pick it up next week, same place, same time, listeners. And thank you all once again for joining us, and we will see you all on the flip side. Nighty
Awesome.
night.
Thank you.
Been a blast.
Bye.
Good night.
All right.
Brink.
Peace.
Ooh.